Yo, 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 what up?
What's
Yo,
happening?
Breezy in the hills. What's up, Woody, man? How you doing, brother?
What's happening? Happy
Same.
Saturday night.
Yes, sir. Too bad my Saturday nights are really my Thursday nights. I don't get
Right?
to, everyone's like, hell yeah, it's Saturday. I'm like, fuck off. I
Yeah.
gotta work.
Yeah. Saturday
Yeah,
nights aren't the same for me anymore either. So,
yeah. It's true, man. Actually,
yeah.
I have to wake up early and shit and I get to sleep
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you. So yeah, man, I quoted this as Texas's tall tales.
Right.
We're not gonna be doing like literal tall tales from Texas, like like Paul Bunyan and shit like that. But the reason why I put it that way is because it's like a lot of these paranormal stuff. It always has some kind of eccentric, story on the origin of it.
Right.
Like we're talking offline, like the La Llorona, and there's always, hey, Abby, how you doing? There's always like some kind of big story wrapped around it, and whether
Right.
or not that story is true or not is why I call it a tale. Because who knows? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, there might be sightings of a ghost in a hotel, but was it the
Right.
little girl that passed away in 1872? Blah 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 blah.
Right. Yeah.
Who? No. So it all stems from
It
what
all
I
gets
consider.
spun around and yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's why I labeled it that. But what we're going to be talking about is local hotspots. So Woody, he's from San Antonio, and there's a lot of hot paranormal spots there. So I'm going to basically kind of cover a little bit of his backyard, and pull some of the more famous ones up and see if he's actually investigated these spots or if he knows details that get lost in the urban legend,
Right.
that knows the actual factuals on them. But first, actually, yeah, tell your last um, what would you call it? I guess I don't know. What would you call that? Photograph or your
Oh, yeah. So, um, I went to a place called
photo
Aquarena
shoot?
Springs. Yeah, it was like so just to sum it up, years ago when I first got into photography and stuff, I had saw that some guy from Houston or something went and shot this place, and they're like, well, this is the old Aquarena Springs, what's left of it, and it's been sitting in ruins. It was a theme park. I think it was opened in the 50s, and it operated up until the late 80s, early 90s, and then Six Flags and everything came and Schlitterbahn, and it just kind of went down. So it's like a time capsule. It's just kind of been sitting and rotting away. It's called the Hillside, and this is in San Marcos, Texas. So when this photographer went in there, I said for years, I was like, wait till I get good at this. I want to go in there. So I got permission, and it was a pain in the ass to get permission to go in there. But I got in there, me and my wife did. I shot as many photos as I could of all, the decaying parts of the park. And it's really just interesting because it's just been sitting there. Like that's the alligator pit. That was a famous alligator pit where the alligator would chill on that hump there, and all of that is just sitting there. It's just Mother Nature's taking it over. It's
Right?
it's so cool to see.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. So
Um,
what was it like? I mean, I went there. Uh, I was in a mental institute or a treatment center at the time.
yeah.
Uh, but yeah, we went there on a field trip, I guess you'd say. But that was the only time I ever saw it. Um,
Yeah.
I remember the glass bottom boat ride,
Right.
and they
And
had
they
the
still do
Ralph
that.
the
They
swimming
still
pig.
right, Ralph the
Oh, they
Swimming
do.
Pig.
Yeah, they still do
Yeah.
the boat ride.
Well, yeah. So
Oh,
other than this part, it's called like the Meadow Center. So they have the glass bottom boats and they have like a little museum. But this part is off limits. They don't let anybody in there. They let me in because I had to beg and plead and say that I'm, not going to touch anything and all that. But yeah, they still do the glass bottom boat tours, but it's not the theme park it used to be. Yeah, that right there.
Right.
Yeah, that's
What is
the
that?
old, that's the old fort. It's or I guess they call it a Spanish mission, and that thing is just it's just sitting there in the middle of the woods. It's I was really surprised. It's got like a Virgin Mary in there. It's got some crosses and really like I couldn't believe I had been in there when I was a little kid, and when we found that, me and my wife were just trekking through these woods, and we saw sticking up, and when we got there, it was like to our surprise, it had the little pews, I guess you call them in a church.
Mm-hmm.
It had those in it. It had the Virgin Mary stepping on a serpent, all intact. Everything just no graffiti. It was very bizarre to see that.
Right, just preserved in time.
Yeah,
That's a fucking badass picture though, man.
Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, and and I make them look a little more dramatic than it. I mean, it was an overcast day, but that's the hobby in this. It's like when you go to these old places, you can kind of edit the photos to feel a certain way, and I wanted it to feel like, this is what once was.
Jury. Yeah.
Right. So this picture here is where it was like the Tower of America in San Antonio. That big tower where you go and
the Hemisphere Tower. Yeah.
Right. This was a similar thing. That's what this base is. That's what's left of it. It was a big ass tower that took people up and they could see all around San Marcos and everything.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, it was a Space Needle looking thing.
Yeah.
It was on the post. It was on the poster in like San Marcos before you get there.
Yes. Yeah.
Ah, crazy. I forgot all about that, dude.
Yeah, man. Yeah. That's where that was at first. I was like, wait a minute, what is that? And of course that's the ticker, or what do you call those things?
Yeah.
It's like a ticker thing. It counts how many people.
Counts how many people. Right. I just had it, dude. It's a something way.
It's like right there.
I just had it, dude. I just had it because I was thinking New York subway on the subway things. It's called not a turnstile. So whatever.
You're close. It's turns.
Yeah. Something like that.
So help us out in the comments.
Yeah, if y'all know what that thing's called.
Turn something.
Turnstile. Is it turnstile?
That sounds about right. About right. And it's just weird that it's stopped on that one number. It's like, man, I'm surprised nobody's taken that, honestly.
How well fortified is it? I mean, or is it just that people don't really remember it, don't know about it?
I think that's what it is. I mean, there was one building up there when we were there, and of course, I like to go in these abandoned places. And I told my wife, I said, let me try to get in this window. And I honestly, man, when I got to that window, it smelled funny in that room. It was like, there's only one window here, and it's just darkness. And I almost went in there with the camera, and I thought, if there's a blanket on the ground, I thought, man, somebody's in here sleeping or something, and I don't want to. So I think some people go in there, some of the homeless go in there and sleep, but I didn't want to find out.
Yeah,
I wasn't strapped or nothing, dude. We just had cameras, and that was it. Yeah, and that's the top side of that, man. Just that's 1950s, man. That's straight up 1950s right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and this building. Yeah, this building, that's where you remember the sky rides? They would come down. They were big ass well, little round things, and they would go on a
Go,
cable.
a gondola.
Yeah,
You know
they
the
would just kind of like come down. They would bring people up the hill, and I guess they called it a sky ride or some shit. But this is the building that sky ride was in.
Oh, okay. So that's the
Like
takeoff
very
point
old.
or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
that's like the takeoff to down to go to the down at the bottom of the hill part. Yeah, very surreal
uh,
to see that, man. Because I remember waiting in the lines and shit when I was a kid. Like parents used to take me there and just to see it like this. It's kind of sad, man. Yeah, that's the inside of it. That's where those sky rides would come in. The guy would grab it and spin it around and send it back that way.
yeah, dude. It's
Yeah.
funny. A little off topic, but in Austin, for like a hot minute there, they were talking about doing that gondola system, like a 30-person gondola, put about 8 of them, and take you from
Really?
from Mopac up to Round Rock. So like instead of subways or buses and shit like train, that's what they were gonna do.
Wow.
Yeah,
Austin was going to do that?
yeah, they were gonna do that for a while. They're talking about it. Yeah.
Yeah, because of the traffic.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
damn trash can that's been there since I'm pretty sure that's been there since the 80s.
Oh yeah. Dude, it's crazy how Mother Nature just starts taking it back like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And this place, it was a cabin that burned down. It was like the original guy, I guess, that lived there that had like a house there. And it was a very old house. Somebody burned it down, I want to say in the 90s sometime. And the vulture just happened to be sitting up there. And I was like, oh my God, this is like perfect. The scariest looking bird in the world,
Right. Here, yeah.
Yeah.
Next time you come out to the crib, man, I got this a really old, and it's like dead, but it's like a really wicked looking tree out in my backyard, and it's like just surrounded by other red thriving and alive trees, but it's dead as shit. And I think we're on like our 5th generation of buzzards that been living in there. So like at any point, anytime during the day you can go out there and there's like 4 or 5 of them on this wicked looking freaking tree and shit.
Yeah, they like those wicked old trees, don't they?
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
Yeah,
they go together,
I see
man.
on those a lot, man.
Yeah, they pretty much they live in our backyard, and like they'll hang out like on top of the electric pole by where we park our cars. And Jen, she talks to them like they're cats. So she's like, yeah, kitty.
Yeah.
And like they know her and shit, and they'll talk back to her, but they almost like bark like a dog. They're like, but they'll be back and forth talking. I'm like, Jen, get in the fucking car. Quit talking.
Yeah, they're
talking to
trippy,
damn buzzers. The hell is wrong with you?
They're very bizarre, man. And that right there, that's the wetlands area. It's like a bridge. This is open to the public, by the way. If you're a hiker and you like to be out in nature, this is a really cool spot. This is part of the park that's open. Yeah, you can go walk through there and see all kinds of. You might see an otter and shit. It's pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and there's that table, man. You can imagine the families that just sat around there, had enjoyed their picnic while they're waiting to see the swimming pig, Ralph the swimming pig.
Yeah. Eating their fucking bologna sandwiches and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's
Hillside Gardens.
Yeah. Yeah, see, there's that mission due to the erosion. I
Oh, is
never
that?
read
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Due to the erosion. Yeah. So they're planning. They're planning to make that a trail system. Now, my friends in the paranormal world that I have, I'll give them a shout out. I don't know if they'll. I'm going to start sharing this with them. I talked to them a few weeks ago. They're called RIP Paranormal. If any of you like to see this, RIP Paranormal. And there's another one. I don't want to give the wrong. These people are from Cibolo, Texas, though, and they're ghost hunters, and they're very, very good at finding all kinds of weird things when we go to places. And they have the REM pods and all these cool gadgets. Well, they're asking me periodically. They'll reach out to me and they'll say, "Hey, does anybody have any places they want to investigate that you know of?" And I told them I was going to ask them to try to ask these people at the college to let us investigate this place, because I'm pretty sure the museum part, the main part, was a insane asylum at one time.
Really?
So you can imagine what's out there. I mean,
Right, the energy. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's in the. I'm going to try to get permission to go there. I think that would be really cool. So
Yeah, anytime you have, whether it be, old insane asylums or even like, what do they call that? Like when they put all the people together, they all had tuberculosis or
yeah,
whatever.
they call it
Quarantine,
like a
like a
colony,
quarantine spot. Yeah.
right. And there
Yeah,
was
like
one in San Antonio that was. Oh yeah, that's it, man. If anybody wants to know about that place, that's a trippy one.
yeah, it's always that. Yeah, those places always have a very high energy. You know what I mean? As well, they should. Good.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah, a lot of that's weird. A lot of fucked up shit happened back then. They were doing like lobotomies and just I couldn't imagine living in those times, man. That's some rough times, man.
Yeah.
And there we
You
go.
know
That's the old stairway to
the.
all the other. They had like a parrot show up there, and
Oh yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
think
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, man. All that's just sitting there, man. It's so weird. It's just sitting out there.
You know the dude that invented the lobotomy wasn't even a doctor and didn't even have a freaking degree.
Oh, I
he just
believe
had
it.
he just had the idea of putting a
Nah.
nice pick in the corner of your eyeball and punching a hole in your skull.
Yeah, it's something, man. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
man. Thank
Yeah,
you,
no,
Ivy.
yeah, he does. He does great stuff. You gotta see his videos, man. The stuff he does with his drone is magnificent
Yeah,
looking.
man.
Especially your storm pictures, man. You every time there's like some kind of wicked tornado or storm going through San Antonio,
Yeah,
you're up
man.
the next day.
I love getting storm stuff, dude. And this was cool, man. I was up in Dallas. One of my really good friends renewed their vows. I was telling my kids, the storms down here where we live, they're like, eh. But when you go to North Texas, it's fucking different, dude. It's fucking tornado alley. We were up there, and we were in this wedding and shit. We went outside. Everybody was just kind of chilling outside, and all of a sudden you hear clap of thunder, badass lightning show. And I told my kids, I said, dude, this is what happens when you're in North Texas, dude. This is fucking tornado alley. And sure as shit, the fucking storms were all badass. But then down here, it's like, eh. But
Yeah.
sometimes we luck out.
Dude, Dallas gets rowdy because they're like right at that fine line, the tornado alley really almost stops. It's you'll get them, south of Dallas, like hardcore, like of course the one in Jarrell and Waco.
Jarrell, you remember the one in Jarrell, right?
Oh yeah, they literally put Jarrell on the map.
Yeah, dude, that fucking wiped out a fucking mobile home park, right?
Yeah. Oh,
like
dude, it
the
wiped
whole
out.
community.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
So
fucking bad.
yeah, my homegirl, I worked with her for like almost 15 years. Her brother-in-law, I think it was, he was on the police force, and whenever the tornado finally lifted, because that thing, it basically was about a mile around, and it almost like sat on the same spot. It didn't like move. It just like kind of
Yeah.
sat there and just stirred. And he said he was one of the first responders, and he got there and it was all eerily quiet. And he said all the cows were like standing up, and but they had their skin ripped off their bodies. And he said that when he got there, they were still standing, and he watched them just go dunk 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 dunk. You know, like
Holy cow.
yeah, dude, yeah, literally,
Dude.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That thing, because I think that was is it F4 or F5?
Yeah,
It
it
was a
was like
big
it
one.
was a fucking big tornado.
Yeah,
And it's rare to get them down here. Like
yeah,
the
yeah.
last good tornado that we had here was in I want to say it was 2016. I went and fucking filmed all over San Antonio because I couldn't believe it. It tore fucking roofs off of houses. It's very rare to have those down here. Very rare.
Yeah.
But I mean, they happen. But man, the other night, I guess when something came through San Marcos pretty good. I told my wife, I said, if it wasn't so fucking late, dude, I'd say just hop in the car, let's go fucking chase it, take some photos, because I love getting lightning shots, you know, and especially flying the drone around and shit.
Right. Dude, I can't stand it, dude. Because I have megalophobia, you know what I mean? Like things that are bigger than me. Like when I was a kid, you know, I could go to the Hemisphere Tower, and I'd skip schools, you know, steal a car and go from my high school, go hang out in San Antonio, go up into the tower because it was like $5 or $6 back then.
Yeah.
And just hang out up there all day at the observatory, and no big deal. But I'm not scared of heights looking down. But now, like, if I look up at something and it's that big, it makes me want to fall out. Like I literally get like fainted.
Yeah.
Dude, like last time I went to the friggin' Capitol, dude, you know, in Austin. And you know how you get on the third floor and you can look up at the top of the dome and see the star, and then you can see the crack in the dome at the bottom where the dude fell from the top. But yeah, I was just looking up at it, and dude, we did that in school every year in elementary, you know, for, you know, your whole life going. That's one of the, what do you call it? Field day, you know, field trips that you go on. It never fails. You always go there. No big deal.
Yeah.
Dude, I went there and I was like looking up and I'm like, yeah, look at the
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, you get that weird feeling like, oh shit. Yeah, I think that's just our age, man.
Yeah. It's just things that are bigger. Like and now even the ocean, dude. Now it's gotten so bad, like I can't even do the ocean. Just thinking about how big the ocean is just makes you go, dude, no, I can't.
Yeah, dude, you know it's weird, and I'm glad my kids aren't listening, because my kids, if they hear us talking about something, they're gonna try to fucking do it. They're gonna try to overdo it. And my kids, man, when I'm at the beach, it's so weird. I'm scared of the fucking going far out. But when me and Ralph Switzer were fucking like 17, 18 years old, and we used to take off to Corpus, we'd swim way the fuck out there. And we'd have boogie boards, you know, we'd go way the fuck out there.
Yeah.
And now it's like my kids get like a few feet in, and then we're like, no, come here. No, you're not ready for that. I don't, you know, it's so weird. But I guess it's our age, man. And because I guess because now we know that there's things called undertows, there's sharks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's krakens and leviathans down there.
But you know, dude, it's weird. This is kind of a cool little story thing. um, I've always been scared of the fucking beach at night because there was a fucking one of my homeboys way back when they had one of those apartments that was like 2-story apartments, where they would have the house that would, you'd have upstairs and shit. I wish I could find this guy and buy this painting from him, but there was a painting of a sailor, with a fucking pipe, and the backdrop was nighttime fucking sea, and man, it was such a scary painting that you didn't want to really walk by it, but it was so like, oh my god, man, and that's what made me scared of that shit. It was that fucking creepy old man. But goddamn, looking back now, I wish, dude, I'd pay fucking $500 for that painting just to have it on my wall, dude.
Right.
But yeah, that was.
Yeah. Mine's just massive shit. Like I just can't
Like
can't
if it's
look
too big, right? It's like so vast. And that's where they're saying now. Like I keep up with this UFO stuff, but I know it's very popular now. I almost, like it's very popular now. Now they're saying that these UFOs are probably underwater.
Yeah, USOs. Yeah.
Right, because they're fucking easy. It's easy for them to hide, and they keep seeing all these lights and shit coming from, and people are capturing it on their cameras, dude.
Yeah, that, and also there's supposedly there's huge entrances to inner Earth, underneath the ocean. So you can fit large vessels, like mile wide vessels, instead of like I guess they would call like the small ships, like the scouts, you know what I mean? But like the motherships can actually get in through there.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean,
yeah,
what a better way to hide them, I mean, it's so vast.
Exactly. Yeah, but yeah, man, like even this is a funny, real quick story. So like, me and Jim, we went to Vegas where it's all recreational marijuana, you know what I mean?
Right.
And we were outside of the Luxor at the swimming pool, and we're smoking, taking a couple of hits off the pen, and I'm like laying back. We wanted one of those beds, the big like king size beds that are out by the pool. We're just chilling. I'm like looking up in the sky, and there's this huge fucking cloud, real thick, big as shit. And I just all of a sudden, like, I had this impending doom fear, and I was like, oh my god, if that cloud falls on us, we're all dead. We're gonna die.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's like how bad it's gotten, man.
Yeah, because it's just like that thing is like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you mean, dude. I know exactly what you mean. Sometimes when you look, hey, dude, and that's like, it's no secret, like fucking tornadoes. I've always been scared of tornadoes. Oh, always. There was a time where, god damn, I could find this. I went Facebook Live. I hope nobody noticed, but I was working at San Antonio Water Systems years ago, and this storm came, and I went Facebook Live on it, and I'm like, oh, now we got hail, and I'm filming it, and you could see that when the wind picked up, you could see the front, like the sphere in my face. I'm like, okay, now I don't. And dude, this storm was really bad, and it was tornadic, and it really fucking scared me. I was watching the trees, and I was like, okay, now I don't know what to do. I'm over here trying to fucking, flex on fucking Facebook Live and say, oh, look at the hail. And now it's shit just got real, dude. And I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, what am I doing, man? So basically what I did was I couldn't go anywhere, and I'm not bullshitting. The fucking wind was so bad that it lifted up the back of and this is a fucking utility truck with tools and shit. It lifted up the back of it. You could hear the fucking, like the asphalt and shit hitting the back window. It was bad, but I was like, oh my god, what am I doing, dude? I'm fucking stuck out here. But yeah, it freaked me the fuck out, man. I don't like that shit.
I've literally had that happen to me. I was working at Austin Bergstrom International Airport, but I was working on the private side for a private jet company, a charter company.
Yeah.
And there was this tornado coming in, and everyone was talking. And you could, because out at the airport it's all flat, so you could see the division line where like the clouds were like purple on one side and clear blue on the other. And I was like, "Ooh, something bad's coming in,"
Yeah.
And I went over. My uncle Daniel, he lived like I don't know, maybe quarter mile from the airport. So I went over there and I was drinking some beers, and I was like, "Oh, dude, I forgot my paycheck." And he's like, "Don't go back out there, man. Don't you know there's?" And I was like, "Nah, dude, my paycheck. I'm not, And man, something just crawled on my hand. It felt like a spider.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and so I went back. I went back and I went in the building. I mean, wind is coming, like trees are going sideways and shit. And I went back and I went in the building, and all the pilots were in the hallway doing the on their knees with their hands behind their head shit.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and I was like, yeah. They're like, "Get down." I was like, "Nah, I'm getting my paycheck. I'm getting the fuck out of here." So I grabbed my paycheck, got my truck, man, and I started hauling ass. And dude, I turned out of the main drive onto that road direct goes right behind the airport, Burleson, and got on there, and whatever, I don't know if it was part of the tornado or just really hardcore winds, but it picked up the whole back end of my truck and did like a kind of like a fishtail, just went boom, and then landed me like halfway in the ditch, and and just
dude,
all that,
yeah,
dude.
That's what it does.
Yeah,
that shit will fucking lift, dude. It's fucking crazy.
It was crazy, dude. Yeah, I got back to, I hauled ass all the way back to Cedar Creek, got to Cedar Creek store to get beer, and the dude looked at me like all crazy and shit. And I was like, "What?" And I like looked down, like my work badge was like, like twizzled up all the way like a tie around my neck. My hair was all like, I was like, "Oh shit."
Yeah,
like,
hey man, just get through hell, man.
Yeah. Like, yeah, bad storm.
Yeah, man. There's a thing, man. Like when you see a tornado, they always I could be wrong, but I think they always travel northeast. I guess that's how you kind of
that sounds right.
Stay away from their path, right, as they go northeast.
Right.
Because I've always wanted to storm chase like actual tornadoes, and I still might fucking try that. As soon as I can, I would love to just follow the fucking storm cloud, and just
right. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Dude, I can't even watch stuff like that, like on TV. Like I was watching the trailer to the new Twisters movie the other day, and I got like a big 70-inch TV, so I was like watching it. I was watching it and shit, like halfway through, I kind of like looked down, and I realized like my fists are all balled up. I'm like sweating and shit.
I'm glad I'm not the only one, dude, because I get that fucking way, dude. I'll tell you in front of everybody on here, dude. There was a storm a few weeks ago, and it didn't even do anything yet, and I was already like that anxious feeling. I'm like, God damn it! And I'm like, snap out of it, dude. You don't be a fucking bitch now. Come on, just. It's probably just nothing, but I don't know. It's like it's so weird. I'll get an adrenaline high. It's just like the ghost hunting thing. Like there's such an adrenaline high that you're just, that there's some evil in there, like you feel that feeling, but you're like, fuck, dude, this is going to be fucking, there's going to be some trippy shit, dude. And
yeah,
I want to experience it, but then, it's just raw adrenaline, man.
Nah, it's always stuck with me. Like anytime my life is going through turmoil and shit, like if I'm having a bad breakup with a girl or a wife or whatever, or my job's in jeopardy, or the plant's gonna shut down. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I always have tornado dreams. It never fails. Like I'll be stuck in a house. the whole thing will get lifted up, and I'm like back up against the wall and just feeling the whole. So it's a instant register of chaos in my subconscious. Like that's
Right.
how I directly relate them. You know, yeah, it will. I'll literally, I'm like, man. So I know it. Breezy has a tornado dream. Like shit's getting hectic in his life.
Yeah, yeah. And it's so weird because down here we don't have shelters, but when I
Yeah,
go, my friend Bobby Klein, we were up there, they have a fucking storm shelter.
yeah,
And they're just, they're different up there. They just expect, hey, I don't know if you heard, there's a tornado outbreak up there because they're right on the border of
yeah.
Oklahoma. And I mean, it's fucking, it's chaotic. I don't know how they live like that, but
Yeah, it's a normal thing to them, man. They're like,
it
oh
was in the
yeah,
back
got
of
the
my mind the
shelter.
whole fucking time I was up there. I was like, because I told my wife, because I'm that guy that whenever we're traveling, I always make sure to watch the weather. I think I pay a little too much attention to weather sometimes, but I was telling Haley, I was like, oh, here we go. It's gonna be fucking stormy here. I'm like looking at the weather app and shit, and like, yeah, we
Right.
might get tornadoes, but we were good. But I always, you got to plan these trips to, so you're not running into, because, hey, like you were saying with the tornado, you know what else fucks with me is, have you ever a boob?
The what
You know what
now?
that is?
You
It's
froze
a
up for
it's a
just a
big
quick
ass
second.
dust. Okay, so they call it a haboob. It's like
Okay.
a dust devil. It's like a dust
Yeah.
storm.
Yeah.
I didn't tell wifey and them, but I was kind of freaking out. So we went during January. We went to New Mexico and we were in West Texas when this wind picked up, and it was blowing big clouds of fucking dust that you couldn't even see. And man, I was freaking out, dude. And I wasn't even driving. I was just like, I couldn't watch, man. I was like, I was looking to the side, looking down, and my wife's like, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" I'm like, Dad, just get us through this shit already, man. But it's like swallows you, man. It's like, and you see it coming, dude. It's just fucking a big old dust cloud just coming towards you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Just
Right.
stick it
Yeah.
out.
I've seen those coming from Houston into Austin. I remember
Yeah.
on I-10, it was right on the right, and I was like, "That's a freaking tornado of dirt!" Like it was
Yeah,
just,
big ass
yeah,
tornado dirt.
yeah, it was crazy. But no, I get that same. I get that, dude. Just driving through Dallas, dude. Like every time, when we go to the gathering, or we go up north to Kansas to go visit my cousin and shit. Um, Anytime I gotta take I-35 going towards 37, to cut through to go to Texarkana, like
Yeah.
that whole thing leads you like right underneath all those skyscrapers and everything, and like I'll go into it, and by the time I come out of it, dude, I'm sweating, I'm
Palms are
nauseous.
sweaty and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh god, I'm like fucking drained, dude. Like
Yeah.
I can't. I, I like I can get shot at. It doesn't bother me one
Yeah.
bit. I'm like, bam, bam, oh,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
it's for
See,
them
you
over there.
brought up something, man. Like, I think another thing with it, I don't know if you can relate, but when I go to like the Rio Grande, like, the border of Mexico, when you're in those fucking mountains, it's so beautiful for one. You're in the mountains and it's like, it scares you at the same time type of shit. It's fucking
Yeah,
bizarre. My hands were fucking gripped to that steering wheel, dude. And I'd never been. And my wife's like, oh my God, look out of the window. And I look down and all you see is like 1,000 feet down into the Rio Grande. It's just beautiful, but it makes you like, holy shit, because it's like such a shock to you. You're like, damn, this is fucking crazy.
yeah,
Same shit when I was in Arizona in the mountains, like just driving. Like, oh my God, I can't look. I can't look. It's fucking one wrong move and I'm falling off this
your
motherfucker.
history, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. I thought I was the only one that felt like that. That's crazy.
Nah, you definitely not.
That's a real thing, dude.
Yeah, it is. So what's this water wheel looking thing we're
Yeah,
looking at?
yes. So that was I forget what you call that wheel thing, but that was like it turned and it did something with water
Yeah,
And
it's like was it an electricity generator or?
yeah, something like that. It was working when we were kids. We would always go and watch this thing because it would fill up these things with water and it would just keep turning. And that upstairs part is where that weird. I think there was somebody in there. There was a blanket, and it was really dark in there. I think that's where somebody was probably
Yeah,
sleeping.
because I
Yeah.
mean, back before electricity, they would use those to literally to gear out sawmills. So because that was the best place to do it because they would chop the trees down, they'd float them down the river. The river would produce the rotation for the geared saws to cut the wood, and
Oh
that's
yeah.
yeah.
See,
And
that's
I know that because of Little House on the Prairie.
oh
It's not
yeah.
because I'm
Hey,
smart.
speaking of Little House on the Prairie, people always find shit. I saw somebody on Facebook shared it. It's funny because they're cruising around in that fucking wagon, and then you see a fucking airplane flying by.
Yeah,
Like, oh, that sucks, dude.
yeah.
There wasn't no fucking airplanes back then, man, but you see it fucking just cruising by.
Yeah, dude, I got not to get off subject, but what I got, which we always do, so I got to quit saying that because fuck it, we don't have the subject. Whenever I got laid off from 3M, like there was probably about like a 2 month before when I was collecting severance. So I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stay home and chill, man. Sleep all day, and then I
Hell yeah.
got back, back into the old, the TV channel that has all the old stuff like Little House on the Prairie and
Yeah.
Dragnet and Adam 12 and all that shit. Like you watched whenever you're hanging out at your grandma's house.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I got into it all over again, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna freaking buy the book, the Little House on the Prairie book, because there's like 9 of them. It's a whole set, and like,
Yeah.
so there I am, like grown ass old gangster, and I'm like reading about Lord Ingalls and her bitch, and then I like get done with it and I like flip it over, and there's some stuff in there like I didn't even know what I was reading. I didn't know what
Yeah.
part was, and like I flip it over and it's like, oh, recommended from like 5th to 7th grade. Like,
You're all reading the little kids' book.
I'm reading little kids' books and shit. Oh, big hard ass, no breezy,
Right?
Shit's
Oh,
funny,
shit.
dude. No bullshit, no shame in my game.
Hell no, dude.
There
Hell
you go,
no.
right. Oh, that's the one
Yeah,
you're
there
talking
she
about.
is. Yeah. Yeah, see, she's just like, I just can't believe nobody stole that.
Right,
I can't believe nobody stole that. First of all, if you stole that, that's like a bad omen.
right,
That's
yeah.
religion.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure if that was up in Jersey or something, where they don't have the fear of
California
officers.
would be gone. Yeah. That thing would have been gone a long time ago if it was California.
Look what I got in my living room, man.
Yeah.
But Mexicans are like, no, dog.
Yeah. Hey, no, Mexicans ain't gonna do that. No way. No way. They know. They're like, no, that's like that Born in East LA. Remember what was that?
Yeah,
Paul Rodriguez. Remember when
yeah.
he thought the Jesus was
Yeah,
talking
the
to
Jesus
him?
on the wall.
He's all, you little tall boy. Oh yeah, this is
The
right here.
telephone, what is the telephone? The answer machine.
Yeah, he's like this. Oh, that's a funny movie, dude. Yeah, this right here. This is the old restroom sign. It shows where the mission is. Again, man,
Huh.
if I was a prick, I would have taken those, but
Right.
they're just laying on the ground.
Now, stuff like certain things like that, man, they deserve their preservance.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
There's
Sure.
the ticker. We're back.
Yeah, that's the ticker. That's the
beginning.
last number. I tried to move it, man. That damn thing's jammed. Yeah. It
Oh,
was
yeah.
fun. It was fun. I was glad to finally get in there and see some of that stuff. That was neat.
That's dope, man. Those are some dope ass pictures, dude. And I
Thanks,
mean,
man.
you know,
Shit. Yeah,
yeah, I
so
don't go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Go ahead. I was gonna say, you know, like I know you enhanced them to make them have that feel to them, but
Yeah.
like enhancement ain't shit. It's this new shit where they just straight up fake the fucking funk about it. You know,
Right.
they're like literally adding, you know, like putting the filter on it's one thing, but like the way it's gotten out. I was talking about this on a Josh Turner's show last night about how AI and this whole, you know, they can do anything now. Like
Right.
the way they can bring, you know, I said it was Christopher Lee. I was wrong. It was Peter Cushing. But the way they brought him back into the Star Wars, even though he's been dead forever, you know, and when I first saw that, I was thinking, dude, you know, what keeps them from going, oh, we got you on camera robbing a bank, you know, and it's
Right.
Joe Breezy rolling up in there robbing a bank. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
swear.
Yeah, they can do anything now.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
bizarre. It's very bizarre.
Yeah, I think it's borderline demonic, man. Like honestly, you
Yeah.
know, it's a form of shape shifting, but you know, just on film.
Right.
You know,
Hey, you're talking about this AI shit, right?
yeah,
Yeah, it's like next level. Like I don't understand. I'm 45 years old. I don't understand a lot of this shit. But the way I'm not okay. So if I'm doing photos for fucking real estate, because that's why I have a business, I do photo. What I'll do is the only fakeness you'll see in my photos is I'll take a outdoor picture of a house that they want on the market, you know, that they're trying to sell, and I'll replace the sky with
right,
a sunny or sunset photo. That's, you know, that's for
right, right,
fucking real estate. But other than that, everything I take like is raw. I just kind of adjust the color and everything, and that's the
right.
way
But
you
that's
keep it real.
yeah, yeah. That's just ambiance. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
all that is. You know what
Yeah,
I
you
mean?
just kind of, you know, you're just taking down some guy gave me some shit because I had taken a photo of Van Horn, Texas, which is a desert town, and he was like, Van Horn doesn't look like that, and everybody kind of jumped the guy's ass. Like, well, this you don't understand what he's trying to do with the photograph. I told him, I said, yeah, it was a foggy fucking morning. It looked like shit. Now the photo looks like it's interesting. You know, I just made it interesting.
Right, right.
But yeah, so I'm gonna be headed to fucking dude, we're counting down 3 weeks, Monument Valley. So I'm gonna go to all these towns and these little fucking dust bowl towns. You know I'm obsessed with the fucking desert like that. You remember that of course national but the show what was that Stephen King show, dude?
Shining.
With the no, it was the
Oh,
series.
desperation. No, no, serious.
No. The one where the fucking everybody got the flu and shit and
The
died.
Stand.
The Stand. Yeah, I remember how like the backdrop looked for like some of the desert shots. That's what I always think when I go out there. And that's why I like taking photos of stuff like that. Like I've posted some. Actually, I got one hanging up. When I was on Route 66, I was just taking photos of. It's a basketball goal in the middle of nowhere. There's just sitting there, and then like a swing set. And I just love that fucking look to it because there's no nothing around it. It's just
right. Ghost town.
It reminds me
yeah.
of fucking The Stand, you know, like when that shit hit.
Yeah, like post-apocalyptic. Yeah.
Yeah. And see where we live, or like I live in the same kind of area like you live, right? It's populated, there's fucking people everywhere. When I go out there to that desert, dude, and I have my camera gear, it's just surreal, man.
Yeah. That shit is, I think, especially when I was a kid, I was always went to abandoned anything,
Yeah.
abandoned buildings, abandoned whatever. There's a fascination about it, that and kind of like what we were talking about, like the preservation of it, and just to see like a place that once was and now is completely non-inhabited. It's
Yeah.
yeah, I think it has its appeal to it. Now there's a we were gonna do a photo shoot back when me and Mike were first when we were first doing Regicide, because in Houston there is downtown, like dead hearted downtown. There is
Mhm.
a ton of like 10-story hotels and stuff that are just completely sealed off, boarded up,
Oh
like
wow.
abandoned as shit. But
Yeah.
and they were like, and the other two dudes, they were like, I'm not gonna name the names because I'm kind of talking shit. But they're like, yeah, we'll go do a photo shoot in there, man. It'll be awesome. And I was like, I'm like, all right, motherfucker, because they're Richie kids, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they're rich ass kids. I'm like, dude, you know who's in there, right? There's people in there
Yeah.
that
Yep.
they're not gonna be too happy with our company.
No. Fuck.
They're like, nah, man, we'll just go up. And I'm like, dude, and literally right when I said that, there was one. It was a hotel, or yeah, it was either apartments or a hotel, and the boards were kicked off, and you could see the curtains blowing outside of the building, and you hear this chick just scream like a blood curdling scream, dude, like
Oh.
murder, murder, or the R word or whatever. But
Yeah.
it was a scream for life. You know what
Fuck,
I mean?
dude.
Yeah. And I was like, see, exactly. They're like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't go. I'm like, yeah, you think? Yeah,
Yeah, dude. That's
because
some
even in
scary
like,
shit, dude.
yeah, even downtown Houston just itself is weird, man. Because like, dude, I remember going down there. We're just walking around downtown, and like even the pigeons, the freaking pigeons on the road will freaking punk you out, dude. They're like
Yeah.
they're like big and buff. They're like, "What's up, fool?" Like
Yeah.
they'll come up to you like trying to peck on you. They're not like, "Oh shit," run away. He's getting too close. They're like,
Yeah.
"Fuck, it's my block." You're like,
Dude,
"My bad,
Houston's
bro."
rough, dude.
Put the
Shit
strap
is
down,
rough.
man.
Isn't that fucking Master P Land or some shit? Or is he from New
That
Orleans?
He's New Orleans. Yeah, he's from Calio. He's in New Orleans. That's Ninth Ward. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where Katrina hit the hardest.
Yeah,
And
dude. Yeah.
my theory on that is they popped those levees just strictly for those areas, like
You think so?
to cleanse those areas out. Yeah, I
Oh,
literally believe it, because if you
yeah.
really look at it, it's like almost. And I also believe that they use we can't say it on YouTube, but
Right.
it rhymes with a musical instrument that you play like this.
Yeah.
You know, I think that they use that to steer it in, um, uh, to steer it into New Orleans, because it was on like a totally separate trajectory. And then
Right.
all of a sudden it just boom, it just made a beeline right for New Orleans. So
Man. Yeah.
yeah. What
Yeah,
up, Big
I
Tom?
heard some shit about that, man. Um,
Yeah.
I wanted to do like there's an amusement park that's been shut down since then. It was what was it,
Yeah.
Jazz Land or
It's
some shit?
Jazzland. Jazzland, yeah.
Dude,
That's a
I've been
creepy
wanting,
place, dude.
dude, I would love to fucking go there. We ought to just
Yeah.
fucking, plan that
Well,
shit.
yeah,
Fucking
but see, like
go.
Jazzland, when you look at pictures of that, like the ones you just showed from Occarita Springs, unlike that, you could tell it totally got took over.
Right.
Like it turned into, there's nothing but graffiti, and it's tore down, and
Yeah.
yeah, they inhabited it. You know what I mean? It
That's one
wasn't. Yeah.
thing I don't like about doing this shit. Like I remember one time there's a abandoned Lone Star Brewery. That one got me on the fucking news locally. But when me and Justin went in there, I went to the top floor, and this is an abandoned Lone Star Beer Brewery. Went up to the top floor, and we're just fucking snapping away, you know, taking video and shit. And we had full permission to be in there, but you could smell fresh spray paint. Now, either somebody is fucking tagging or they're fucking huffing.
Right. I believe it, Al.
We never saw anybody, but we were like, you know, we were on the fucking guard. Like, if this motherfucker's on PCP or something, man, we're fucked.
Right.
Because we had a knife, but you know,
they're pulling that Mad Max Fury Road.
Yeah, dude. Like we were like, I was like, damn, you smell that? But that's one thing that's kind of hair raising, like doing these. A lot of times, if you're in the desert, though, you can see your fucking enemies coming from a mile away. But when you're in this like East Texas, East Texas trips me out, dude. I like East Texas because of the photo opportunities.
You mean like big thicket area and stuff like that?
Yeah. But dude, East Texas is weird. It's fucking different, dude. And I don't know if it's because of all the shit we used to hear about, like Jasper. Remember the Jasper thing?
Jasper, that rings a bell.
Remember they drugged that guy?
Oh yeah.
East Texas. I knew it. I'm not talking about Houston. I'm talking about like East Texas. It's fucking weird. And I'm a white dude.
Yeah, like past Beaumont, like Beaumont area and stuff like that.
Yeah, dude. Vidor, Texas.
Vidor.
Fucking
Vidor's
Dude, I get it. And like I said, I'm a white dude, and I get a bad vibe there, and I'm just like, just.
What's up, buddy?
We went one time. There's for your listeners, this is a really cool fucking place. There's a prison down there called Sugarland Prison.
Yeah, Sugarland.
Yeah, and it's abandoned. It's been abandoned forever. But man, we had some running with some very strange people down there, and it's strange, man. That's a whole nother fucking video topic.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think my dad was locked up when it was still Sugarland.
No kidding.
I could be wrong. It might have been Huntsville by then, but yeah.
Yeah, but this one, man.
The Sugarland was like the Sugarland was the farm. And you'd be in Huntsville, and they'd take you to Sugarland to work you. Yeah. I think so, man. I have to ask my mom. I think so, though.
Man, I have pictures of it. So, like, I got photos of the. It's got that that fucking long driveway with the oak trees around it. It looks really fucking cool, but it's been abandoned for a long time, and just it's different, man. I don't like that feeling. Like I get these fucking weird people like ask me questions and shit. Usually that's not like normal. Usually, like people ask, "Hey, what kind of drone is that?" But when these people come up and ask you weird fucking questions, it's fucking bizarre. It makes me feel uncomfortable. Sometimes it makes me want to second guess my hobbies, man. Like.
Well, yeah, I mean, because your hobby includes going to these high strangeness spots.
Yeah,
that's exactly what you're gonna get, is whether it's with the people, the locals, or whether it's with the land itself, or the cryptids or the inhumanoids that are roaming around those parts, or the paranormal or the UFO. It's right. You're dabbling. You're touching the Ouija board. So
that's
you're not playing it, but you're touching it.
yeah, that's why I try to. Some of these people you got to kind of take with a grain of salt, because it gets interesting.
And the big thicket's one that fascinates me, because if you really look at that patch of what they call the big thicket, it's freaking massive, man. And a lot of it is just as unexplored as the Amazon. Like people have been through, that there's parts in there that modern day humans probably haven't seen in hundreds of years, if not more.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, and so it does that leave a lot of room for, you know, for all these inhumanoid type, you know, Bigfoots or dogmen or whatever, or shit, chupacabra, shit we ate, or shit we don't
Yeah.
even know. You know what I mean?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. There's all
absolutely.
kinds of shit that. I mean, it's a massive. Where are you talking about the big thicket in East Texas, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It
that's
goes.
like
Yeah, it goes from like.
Was it like Sam Houston National Forest?
Yeah,
Dude, they get a lot of fucking Bigfoot shit out there.
yeah. And anywhere there's national forest. So like one of the big theories in that field is that anywhere you find these national forests or preservations, you know, like Yosemite or um, Yellowstone and stuff like that, or even Smoky Mountains area, you know, that whole territory. Uh, it isn't because they're preserving nature. It's to keep people the fuck out of there because there's
Yeah,
shit there. You know what I mean? That's like one
yeah,
of their
I
big,
agree. Yeah,
yeah. Like
I know that.
yeah, just recently in what was it, in Yellowstone, a dude went missing. I forget. I want to say he's an Asian dude. If I'm wrong, it's just how I remembered it. Went completely missing. The only thing that they found about him was his foot still in his shoe. Like they found a
Holy,
shoe, and when they picked it up, his foot was still inside of it, like cut
holy
clean at the
cow!
top of the shoe. Like what the fuck is that? You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like yeah, I'm good. At Creektown, I talked to him about this.
yeah,
He's like, yeah, he's like, I'm going to Yellowstone, man. I'm like, don't do it. Don't do it, dude. Stay
yeah,
out of there.
dude. Fuck,
He's like,
man.
what? There's nothing to worry about. I'm like, no. I'm telling you, man, Bigfoot will snatch you up.
Yeah,
You know,
something is snatching these people up.
Skinwalker will get your ass.
Yeah, that's you ever heard of that documentary? Was it Missing
Missing
411?
411. Yeah.
Yeah, fucking bizarre, man. How these
Yeah.
people are just. And one of the
Yeah.
weirdest thing is the Sierras, man. The Sierras in California, the
Oh,
Sierras.
Sierra Nevada
That's
Mountain.
where the
Yeah.
fucking. That's a Bigfoot hotspot where they caught the sounds. They call it the Sierra Sounds. If you guys
Yeah,
want to
Sierra
look at some
Sounds.
weird shit, was his name Ronald Moorhead? He's
Ron Moorhead. Yeah, I know that dude.
yeah. He's on my
I
Facebook,
mean,
man.
I don't know him, but I know him. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
He
the
was,
guy that fucking collected those sounds, man, and it's
yeah.
fucking weird.
Yeah.
It's
He,
bizarre.
yeah. When I was at the Bigfoot Dogman conference that Josh Turner threw up in Fort Worth,
Oh, badass, dude.
yeah, he did his whole presentation and he played all that stuff, dude.
Yeah,
And Jaden's like sitting there playing his Switch or whatever, you know, like,
yeah,
well, this is boring. Just sitting here listening to people talk. And like he started playing those sounds, dude, and he was like, what?
yeah. It got his
Oh,
attention.
you know, and I'm like, yeah, dude.
Yeah, you gotta
That's
listen to
why
that.
I'm here.
You gotta have an open mind, man. You gotta
Yeah.
just take it all in, man.
Yeah, man. Because I mean, you know, you can't kick any of it out of bed. You know, just like
Yeah,
what we're fixing to touch on. You know, I want to grip your brain about some of these
yeah,
hot spots, but you know, like it's number one. There's too much of it all around the world in every continent. You know, whether it goes from paranormal sightings to Sasquatch or Yeti or you know, Dogman or you know, all of these different combinations of the paranormal, whether it's UFO, cryptids, or inhumanoids. I don't like calling them cryptids.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
you know, just all these different categories of it, you know, that are seen everywhere, all over the world. And
Right.
it's like, and not just, you know, if it was like a modern day thing, then you go, oh yeah, Project Bluebeam or something like that. They have a hologram technology and yada yada yada. But it's been going on since records have been made, you know,
Right.
since
Yeah.
mankind has
Way
been
back.
right. Yeah. So it's like the coincidence is too non-coincidental, if that makes any sense.
Right. Yeah.
When you see it everywhere, you know, everywhere all at this, you know, all the same time through different generations, through thousands of years, in different scripts and scribes, through every language. all the way back to Sanskrit, then there's got to be something to it. It can't
It's
just
gotta
be,
right.
it just can't be Topa. It's not Topa, which is, I don't know if you know what that is, but that's um, manifestation of, like, say if I watch a movie and it has gremlins and I, think about gremlins and I manifest it, and
Right.
then they become, so it's
Yeah.
not anything like that. It's these are what I call them, or people call them stories. I call them encounters, like
Right. Yeah.
people are seeing this shit.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can't knock people for, you can always tell when somebody's full of shit, like, well, most of the time, but these
Yeah.
people aren't going to go and put their neck on the line for, just to tell a lie about something. And just like, what
Right.
is this thing? I believe him so much. The guy that broke the whole Area 51, Bob Lazar.
Balthazar, yeah.
Like, dude, I mean, he was scared out of his mind to come forward.
Mm-hmm.
And he wasn't scared of ridicule so much. It was the fucking government was
Yeah, the
threatening.
government, yeah.
I mean,
I think
he was
we
like,
talked
what do
about
I do? Do I go forward, or do I just end up being the next Phil Schneider type
yeah.
thing? And he
Yeah, I
came
think we
forward.
talked about that on the last one
Yeah.
where what was it, John Lear was with them when they got raided.
Right.
Yeah, after showing off the whatever that element 181 or whatever it was.
Yeah, I think it's element 151 or some shit.
Yeah. I've drank plenty of 151.
Yeah.
I've never gotten raided by the FBI.
Yeah.
No, Al Gore, you're absolutely right, dude. Dude, when you get to the YouTube cryptid communities and the paranormal communities and all that, dude, there is crazy beef. It's like NWA and Ice Cube, man. Like,
No
literally.
kidding.
Oh, dude, you'll see it left and right, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I'll be cool with the channel, and they're like, these, and then they'll like gang up, like
Yeah.
they'll mob up on each other, like, sup, bro, blah 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 blah. And they're like, yo, these ones, and I'm like, yo. And they're like,
Yeah.
what side you on, Breezy? And I'm like, all right.
I know
It's
the
like,
Bigfoot community gets like that.
oh, they are, yeah, they do.
Yeah.
And then it even subdivides to where they both believe in Bigfoot, but one thinks it's like an undiscovered, ape, flesh and blood, and the other thinks it's a paranormal thing, and then they'll clash. That's like,
Yeah.
it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Yeah, it's like remember in the late 80s, early 90s when they had the Bloods versus Crips tapes.
Yep.
It's just like that. Dude.
It's like, yeah.
Like y'all are, yeah.
I've heard some of those like fights with it, like the Bigfoot thing. And I remember when Rick Dyer shot that Bigfoot and everybody was saying you're a hoax, and he's like,
yeah,
he made everything so fucking believable though. And
dude, yeah,
it was just like chaos all the time. He's still a friend of mine.
Yeah, no, he's cool.
Rick Dyer.
Man. Rick Dyer, yeah.
Yeah. He had asked me, sent me a message wanting to do like what we do, but go to Chernobyl. I'm like, oh shit, dude, I ain't doing that shit. Nope.
Yeah. One thing that's not a maybe is radiation.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. He kept saying on the messenger, he's like, could you imagine how cool this would be? Like, oh man.
Yeah. I mean, if the because they've done it. I mean, I've seen footage of, and it's cool. It's just like kind of stuff you were showing, like abandoned schoolyards and swing sets that are just overgrown by Mother Nature. It's really cool looking stuff, but dude, I'm not willing to grow a freaking,
fucking extra toe and shit.
Yeah. What was that? What was that one John Candy movie where he's like writing the whole movie out and say that dude gets that big tumor on the side of his neck? Yeah.
That's exactly right, dude.
I'm good on that, bro.
Hell no. Hey, you
real,
know
for
what?
real.
One place I want to fucking see, it's on my bucket list. I don't know if I can get in there. You remember when they were doing all those nuclear tests out in the desert in Nevada?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that it's fuck, dude. The house is called the Apple House or some shit. It's the
Okay.
house from all those fucking videos where
Yeah,
they
the
put.
trees are
Yeah,
spinning.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's like a real fucking place still, dude. They call it Doomtown or something.
I have a weird suspicion on that because, um, okay, so that was back in the late 40s, early 50s. So
Right.
like our camera technology wasn't great at all, right?
Right.
So
Yeah. It makes you wonder
so
how they did that.
yeah, exactly. Like how did that get? So they're like, oh well, the cameras are set up miles away, but like we didn't
They
have
were
like
in the fucking buildings.
yeah, we didn't have miles away technology with camera lenses, back then. We barely do
Yeah.
now. Is
I said the same thing, and people on YouTube fucking tore me apart. They're like, "Are you one of those guys?" Like, goddamn, I just asked because I
yeah,
was asking,
exactly.
like, how did the camera not burn up?
Yeah, or even move. You know what I mean? Like, how did it
Yeah,
not? Yeah. So yeah, that's a weird one
like
for me.
a
I
fucking
mean,
moon landing. It's
yeah, yeah. I'm not kicking it out, but it's like the same kind of concept to me as um the Patterson Gimli film. You know what I mean? Like the Bigfoot, the one we all know,
right.
and it's like if you really look at that suit, like okay, it could be just a dude in a suit, right? Well, at that same time, they're filming this little movie called Planet of the Apes, which had million
Right.
dollar production budget, right? You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
they had mad money to make suits that looked shittier, way shittier than that.
Right.
So if they're like, oh, it's just a suit, these two dudes made it and just put a guy in the suit, then why does it look better than any freaking movie
Right.
costume that was out at the time? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it would look a lot more crude. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
Yeah.
they swear. What's her name? She recently passed away. Huge Bigfoot. Dang it, I can't think of her name. Drawing a blank. But she swore up and down that she saw the actual suit, and she's a very
Isn't that
respected.
Linda Moulton Howe? Is it?
No, Linda Godfrey. Yeah,
Oh,
Linda
okay.
Godfrey. Yeah,
I was about to say, do you know who Linda Moulton Howe is?
it sounds familiar.
Yeah, she's a chick
Yeah.
that always follows cattle mutilations and shit.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, weird shit that happens out in the middle of nowhere with cow mutilation. I thought you
Right.
were going to say she passed away. I was about to say, man, that sucks.
No,
'Cause,
it's Linda Godfrey, and
yeah, I've
there's a
heard
whole
that
thing about.
name.
Yeah, I could spend an hour on that because that one's very weird too. Like
Yeah,
yeah. But Al Gore says 2001 Space Odyssey. Yeah, that's one of the things they believe. That's the reason why Kubrick got the job
yeah,
to do the. And I wholeheartedly believe that whole thing was a bunch of heist. We really can't talk about it too in depth on YouTube because they'll
yeah.
pop you off for misinformation. But um, some of those things, okay, just one of them, and I'll leave it at that. Where the fuck did they fit that big ass go kart on that little ass lander that looked like the size of a 3-man tent?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
There's so much weird shit about that. That's like, wait a minute, man.
Yeah, there's very
Awesome.
very weird. Yeah,
And we
and
were all
it's weird.
up to fucking believe this shit all this time. Even
Yeah.
Waco, dude. Remember Waco?
Oh, dude, you ain't.
Fucking Waco. They were telling us in school, yep, this is what has to be done. You
Yep.
see this? They were
Yep.
making us watch that shit in middle school. They're saying, see that building burning? The teachers were all
Yep.
fucking happy. And we're like,
Yep.
and then years later we find out there was little kids in there. It was like,
Dude. Oh, dude. Yeah, and it gets even worse than that. Maybe I have to check the rules of YouTube But there's so much about that is blatant, obvious, and it started with Ruby Ridge,
Yeah.
originally,
Yeah.
but there's so much about that, like they really there's actual like 911 calls that are live that go along with the raid, and they're like, yo, all right, yeah, they're invading, that's when they popped in, and they're like, yo, we're sent all the kids to the middle pantry, which is kind of like their storm shelter / pantry. And they're like, just stay away from there, just don't go over there. And as soon as you hear that, tanks go and go right
Yeah.
to the spot, and they stick the barrel in with the nerve gas, and right into it. And
Mm.
those kids, they were found, they were so nerve gassed out that some of them, they found them so contorted that the back of their feet were touching the backs of their heads. So
Holy cow.
they were seizuring
Horrible.
out to where they're, yeah. But it's like, oh, well, if you're in communications and they go, hey, leave the kids out of it, why is something going straight to that location, on the dime, and the forward looking infrared, showing that the helicopter's shooting down on them. There's forward looking infrared showing that when they were trying to escape out of the cafeteria, that they were just mowing them down in droves as they were just coming out, surrendering,
Yeah.
There's a ton of that.
When I was there, it was 2017.
Mount Carmel.
Yeah. And I went and I talked to the guy. He was like the last surviving guy from, he's like blind, or one eye is blind. He was telling me all kinds of stuff, and I won't get into it on YouTube because we know what'll happen. But one thing that I thought was so weird was, how like when you clear land, if you're around trees, the dirt that you're clearing goes around the trees and it stacks up, because they're clearing it.
Right.
Who came and bulldoze that whole area. Well, those mounds of dirt that are around the trees still out there, they're still fucking. I have photos on Facebook of this. The razor wire is still there. It's still wrapped up in that in on the property. It's so fucking weird.
Yeah.
Sprite can. I remember seeing a Sprite can inside the razor wire, and you could tell that was like 1990 something Sprite can. Like, so that dirt is burned up against a tree. We were digging in it. You'd find a fucking coily landline phone cord. I found a fork, like I guess the cafeteria probably. I mean, if you just dig down in there, you find all kinds of shit from that. It's so fucking weird, dude. It's such a weird feeling out there. And they rebuilt that church, but it was just so weird being out there, like seeing all that. It's like just still the way it was once.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary.
Yeah, my buddy of me in Creektown's, he's from Waco. He used to go hang out with the Davidians all the time. So they're like some of the coolest people ever, man. He's like, I used to go out there, man. We'd hang out and smoke and party and really listen to jam music and shit. They were cool people, man. And,
dude, that's cool.
Yeah.
We ought to get him on, man.
I had him on once. I'll try, man, to get him on maybe tomorrow, but I know you got it early morning, unless it rains.
Yeah. In case it rains, like in my line of work, it's 5 a.m. and that's gonna be hard. What's tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow's Mother's Day. I get to go to your lovely town of Boston tomorrow.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, we're gonna do that for Mother's Day, and then back to 5 a.m. wake ups for the next 5 days.
Dude, one time it was Mother's Day, and this was back when I was with Brandy, and I had my I think she was like 3 at the time, my daughter, Ayana. And we're on the south side right there on 35 and Stachny. And
Yeah.
yeah, we were trying to like go to lunch at, at Chili's right there. And I'm like, dude, and they're like, oh, it's gonna be like an hour and 20-minute wait, and I'm like, man, damn it, I like look across the street and I see this restaurant and it looks like a nice place and it's empty as shit. And and it's called damn, what's the name of it? I can't remember the name right now. Twin Peaks.
Twin Peaks. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm like, we'll just go over there to Twin Peaks. Look, it's empty. And we like walk in there, and it's Twin Peaks. And I'm like, good God, man. the hostess, I'm like,
Mother's Day of all days, man.
Yeah, she's like, the whole meal, she's like, you motherfucker. And I'm like, I just
I thought, hey, it was empty fucking restaurant.
I didn't know, but happy Mother's Day to me.
That's so fucking hilarious. Oh shit.
Yeah, dude.
Maybe I'll have to pull that move tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I didn't hear the end of that shit.
You said Stastny, that's what Jake used to call Stabney, huh?
Stabney, yeah.
Yep. Stabney.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
But yeah, okay, let me pick your brain a little bit. All right. Let me look this shit up. There was one I wanted to. I can't remember the freaking name of it. Oh yeah.
Well, while you check that, let me go check on that Chihuahua real quick. You hear?
Yeah, do your thing, bro. Do your thing.
Oh, here. Let me bring her up here so she don't wake everybody up.
There you go. Yeah, so we're gonna get into Woody's backyard because he's a San Antonio cat. Creektown, I was talking to him about if you're still on, about the donkey lady thing, man. We're going to get into that one too. So if you ain't got nothing going on, because I can't remember. It's like a fog, but then again, we were doing a lot of substances back in the Gap. So I can't remember exactly how that story went. And I'm not even sure if I was there or if when y'all came back, the story was so vivid that I locked it in as like a false memory. But if you're still in there, man, help me out with that one, because I remember a thing about like a headstone being at the bottom of the cave and we had the swimming through the freaking daddy long legs and shit. So, but I can't remember. I don't know if like, I don't remember. Yeah, we were on a lot of shit back then. So if you're in there, let me know. Al, you're from San Antonio? Oh yeah, of course. You saw us at the White Rabbit. Yeah, okay. What's that an essay?
Come on. All right. The crazy dog is in. Come on.
Dude, Chihuahuas are like freaking mosquitoes. If they were like four times their size, we'd all be dead by now.
Fuck yeah, man. Especially those. She's bad.
Dude,
she's big shit, dude. And funny story about her is we stopped in the middle of nowhere in New Mexico to get a taco. And this girl was just chilling there, and they were telling me in Spanish that somebody dumped her, and she's been ours ever since.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
Al Gore is from Southwest and West Side, San Antonio.
Oh yeah, Southwest and West Side. Heck yeah, man.
Yeah.
Says I live in SA for most of my life. Heck yeah. Yeah, I'm from the South Side, man. I was from the South Side, and then I moved to Little Podunk, Marion, Texas in like 1988, 89.
Yeah, I remember one time I was driving. I was literally on 410 loop going to do a show, and I asked my homeboy for real. I was like, so where you at? He's like, oh, just take the exit Culebra. And I was like, how the fuck do you spell? Like, I was like, how, what is it with a K? With, like, just text me, motherfucker. Don't say it with an accent. I don't know how to spell it. You know, I don't know how to read Culebra.
Culebra.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Because they say it real fluid, like
Yep.
Culebra. You know, I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, cool air, bro. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that is one of those fucking names, man. It's like, oh shit. How do
All
I
right.
spell this?
So, Emily Morgan, what do you know about that one? The Emily Morgan Hotel.
Oh yeah. So the Emily Morgan is the reason why I don't use elevators anymore.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
You picked a good
That's
one.
that we were looking like it wasn't like a ghost hunt, but we were kind of like checking the place out, and I got stuck in the elevator. And then all of a sudden it opens. That was the last time I rode an elevator ever. I absolutely refuse to ride them now because of that incident. Because man, you talk about your heart starting to pound. I don't know. Like maybe there's a fucking trap door or something you can get out of an elevator, but I don't know that. I don't trust that. So now I just take stairs everywhere.
So it just got stuck. There wasn't nothing like
It got
paranormal.
stuck like because it's a fucking that place is very haunted. Like there's so much shit that happened there. And one no, that one happened at the Gunter. There was a really bad one at the Gunter Hotel. But the Emily Morgan has that I guess that chick that died, she's like a young chick.
Yeah, well, it's based on Emily Morgan was also known as the Yellow Rose of Texas, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
She was the I think she was like half Mexican, half black chick, or she was a slave or something. And they used her to distract Santa Ana during during the battle, the last one,
Yeah, the
Battle of
Alamo, not the
San
Alamo, but
Jacinto.
the one we won.
Yeah, Battle of San Jacinto, right?
Yeah.
I think that's it. Yeah, because I know she had a brother at the Alamo. You know, if my memory recalls, and you know my memory's shit, but yeah, I think her brother was actually killed in the Alamo, and then that's what made her, you know, want to be I guess a spy, so to speak.
Right.
You know, and she kept him in bed, you know, kept him drinking and hung over. So whenever Sam Houston and them they came over, they were all after their siesta, they were all crashed out. I mean, fiesta. They were taking a siesta.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So do you know?
Cool fucking hotel though.
Let me see what it says on it. Oh, it's a psychiatric ward.
Is that what it used to be?
It was built in 1924. Gothic style building, served as the city's medical arts building until 1976, housing 50 hospital beds, complete with a psychiatric ward and a morgue.
Oh, and a morgue.
600 men. Yeah, 600 men lost their lives on the property grounds during the Battle of the Alamo. Huh.
Yeah.
There are witnesses, accounts of vanishing apparitions of a nurse, unexplained noises, including eerie, echoing footsteps on the 9th floor, and even guests who allegedly felt the bone-chilling touch of a ghost waiting in the lobby.
Ooh. Yeah, buddy.
Ah,
I believe
I
it.
guess we got to go check out the ninth floor, bro.
Yeah, and there was they call it the Knicks or
We're
something.
gonna we'll take the stairs. We'll take the
Yeah,
stairs.
we'll take the stairs for sure, man. No
No,
elevators. They'll know. There was
no,
this
I got
place called the Knicks. It was a San Antonio Knicks. It was like a medical thing.
okay.
Man, I would have loved to do that one, man. That
That
one.
what is torn down or what?
Yeah, I think somebody bought it by now. It's probably a fucking like new building for like offices.
Subdivision or some shit.
Yeah, like a condo or something. But it was the San Antonio Knicks was like the San Antonio Hospital, like downtown. That shit's seen its fair share of crazy shit, dude.
Yeah.
I would love
Yeah,
to
man.
do something like that though.
Yeah. We got caught in it. My second oldest brother, one, because I'm the oldest, so my second oldest, he's actually like that, and it actually looks a lot like you. It's pretty fucking funny, but
Yeah,
yeah, he won't touch elevators to save his life, dude. Because
yeah. Fuck that.
yeah, we there used to be this 4-story. It was like a parking garage, right on. So if you're traveling like on 35, right at Breaker Lane, right when
Mhm.
you cross Walnut Creek, there's a blue building right there, and there's a parking garage. And we used to take our bikes and skateboards, and like 10 of us, like how it is in the
Right.
80s when you're a kid, and we'd get in the elevator and go up to the top floor, and then skate and ride our bikes all the way down the whole thing. And we got caught in the elevator, like it stuck on us, and
Yeah.
yeah, dude, he flipped the fuck out, dude. And I was like, and then,
Yeah, dude, that's a scary feeling, man.
yeah. And so when we'd go to the Hemisphere Tower in San Antonio, like as a family, I think we went for like 4th of July. That was when that titty bingo whole fucking shit came out. Yeah, dude, that was his he didn't mind being at the bottom, didn't mind being at the top, but that whole elevator ride, he's like, nope, nope, nope,
Yeah,
nope.
dude. Yeah. It's just such a confined space, and if you
Yeah,
can't get out,
claustrophobia.
yeah, you're fucked, man. It's an ugly feeling. And I don't know what the fuck was.
Okay, so let's
Yeah.
find a because there was one that. Okay, so Donkey Lady Bridge. Let's go into that one.
Yeah, Donkey Lady. Yeah. So Donkey Lady, that's where my cousins used to take me in 1987 ish, and they would party and we'd go out there. I remember this a big ass white owl flying down at us. That was pretty cool. But that was, them saying it was a lechuza, which now I know it was a fucking owl.
Right, but I mean, still, even in ancient times, an owl is known as a harbinger of death. You know what I mean? Like, it's a bad
Right,
omen.
right,
Yeah.
right,
Even if it ain't a lechuza, but yeah.
right. Yeah, and I remember us all taking off from there. But then throughout the years, when I got a little older, we would go investigate it, and it was cool. Like, this was in like 2000. This was before like cell phones and shit, and we'd take like girls out there to like show them and scare them and whatnot.
Right.
It was pretty cool, just kind of go out there like and look at it because it wasn't so popular. Now it's pretty popular. Now they made it into a park. It's like off a Jet Road. If any of your viewers are familiar with San Antonio, it's like I believe it's JETT Jet Road in 1604 is where that park is. Oh gosh, man, there's so many stories on how that happened. There was a girl that was she had a donkey and they were making fun of her and they were throwing rocks at her because she was really ugly or something, and they burned her house down, and that's how the donkey lady thing came about. But yeah, that's like a San Antonio legend. That's like a big one. Still pretty cool to go to, even though it's just
Did you ever actually see anything other than the white owl?
No, we heard the galloping, but I think that was something else. I remember we
Right.
heard that in the 80s, and they were saying, "Hey, listen, listen, listen." But I think that might have been somebody fucking with us, type of thing.
Yeah.
Because the river under that bridge, God damn, I can't think if it's there. Either a river or a creek, but it's got a lot of flow, man. Oh, it's the Medina. It's got to be the Medina. If you can look that up, it might be the Medina River. Um, it's pretty flow. It flows pretty quick. So somebody was like down there fucking with us. They're pretty fucking brave, but you could hear like a gallop. And another funny fact about that is we lived on the south side. There was a house that they said that the donkey lady lived in, and it was this fucking shack. But we know that was just how they kept us going home at night instead of us being outside all night.
No, it is the Medina River Greenway.
Is that what it is? Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah,
forward.
this narrative. Right. This narrative is the exact reason why I say the tall tales. Story goes something like this. In the 50s, a young woman attempted to save her children from a house fire. Some say it was lit by her husband, but failed. In the event, it left her horribly disfigured with fingers and toes melted together to create hoof-like nubs, and her head warped into an elongated donkey-like shape. Afterwards, she was banished to live in the woods. Ever since, the donkey lady roamed the woods of Bexar County, or like I say, Bexar County, crying out. Me and Jen argue that all the time. Crying out for her children and generally pissed off. So, see, and that's where that's what I'm talking about. Like it gets muddled. Like that's almost like La Llorona, right?
Right. That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Yeah, roaming the woods, crying for her children.
Right.
So it's like, yeah. And that one, if you go to the Medina River Greenway and call her name 3 times, she'll appear. So then we get into Bloody Mary. You know what I mean?
Right.
Same kind of concept.
Yeah. The Bloody Mary thing. And you know where the Bloody Mary thing comes from? It's if you stare at yourself, and I don't know, man. There's some weird shit. If you stare at yourself in the mirror, it's like a trend now. Your face is gonna start. It's almost like you disconnect. It's fucking weird. Yeah, I won't do it again, but I've done it.
Well, okay, so on that factor, there's 2 things I got on it. Once when I was a kid, I can't remember it was kindergarten or 1st grade, but it was young kid shit like that. We were all like, I want to say it was like a recess or something, and a few of us boys and girls, we went in to go do the Bloody Mary thing, and we did it, and like, all the lights are off, blah blah blah. Did the Bloody Mary, and then like a white, figure appeared, and then I just remember seeing like the white kind of glow, and then this chick just screamed like fucking, bloody hell, and someone flicked the fucking lights on. I had a matter of fucking fact, I had a lightsaber, but back then, lightsabers, it was just a flashlight with a tube.
And I remember those.
Had a little hole drilled in the top so it go woof, woof, when you swung it. Yeah. And I kicked that thing on, which didn't obviously, but when we came out, that bitch's face was like cut all the fuck up, like it had slices on her cheeks and shit. Shit. Yeah, it could have been another kid with a fucking pair of scissors. I don't know, but that happened. But whenever I started getting into the issues of mirrors, if you really think about it, mirrors are very fucking weird because they are literal time travel devices, right? So the time it takes for you to visualize your reflection and bring it back, you're literally looking into the past, right? I mean, even though it's by milliseconds or fragments of seconds, but it still literally is a visualization of the past. So
Right.
you're looking into the literal past. And there's this Russian dude back in the gap whenever Russia, he was a scientist. He was like up there with like Einstein and shit, Kozlov, and they ended up throwing him in prison for practicing science and shit. So he spent like 10 years in prison without learning any new, um, having any communication with the outside world and what new science was going on. So he invented this thing called the Kozlov mirror. And it's a spiraled mirror that you sit inside, and eventually you'll start seeing, past, present, and future. And but the way they did a scientific study on it, and you had to do it like in like Greenland, anywhere there was permafrost, because he believed that the permafrost was kind of like a hard drive and it held information from when it was frozen. So when it started to melt, it would release radiation or release
Right.
memories, right? And so they did a scientific study, and they kept all the subjects separated. They weren't allowed to talk to each other, but they would all see these same symbols in the mirror. And then they eventually, after so long in the mirror, they'd start seeing the same dude. And he was like kind of like a doctor, but had a white face, kind of like a slender man, but not slender and tall, but just like a white face. Yeah. And they'd all see him and they'd all talk about him. And so it became, yeah. So I think mirrors are a very weird thing. Also, the same mythos about, vampires and mirrors and, that whole 9 yards.
Right. Their
That,
reflection and whatnot.
right. So, yeah, I think that's mirrors in general are a very weird fucking thing. And
Like a portal.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
That's what they say.
I
Like,
do believe.
yeah, and it's strange. We've caught like weird shit, and Kim's got a very haunted fucking shop down in downtown Cibolo, and when we've taken photos, we see some weird shit in the mirrors. We can't say that it's like, oh, that's definitely something like a ghost or something, but it's definitely weird. But she sees a fucking 10-foot cowboy on your walls, though. So
Yeah.
So
this is one that like this is one my grandpa used to tell me about, and I didn't even know they had a name for it. He just always said it was a club, but I guess it's called Elcar. Forgive me, I'm native. I don't get the Mexican dialect. Carmencito.
Oh, El Comencito.
Yeah. The dancing devil.
Dancing devil. Yep. El Comencito.
Yeah.
Yep. That's on the west side. Been there, never been in it. But I've been to it. Yeah, that one that's a good story, man.
Yeah.
They swear by it.
Dude, yeah. My grandpa used to talk about that all the time, dude. Dude dancing with there was two versions, and one was from my grandpa Zephyrino, and then his brother, man, my cousin was here to slap me because my uncle Ernest, and he owned the first barbershop. Well, not the first, but back in the day, one of the only barbershops in Gonzales.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and but my popo, he swore that it was chicken feet, and Uncle Ernest, he swore it was goat feet,
like hooves.
So yeah, like hooves,
Right.
With the backwards, the hawk legs or whatever you call them.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, but they both wholeheartedly believed. They're like, yeah, we were kids, we go sneak in there, try to sneak beers and shit, blah blah blah. And he'd pick the prettiest girls and be dancing with them all night long. But if you looked at his feet, you'd see, you know, chicken leg. And he's like,
Yeah.
no, they weren't chicken legs. They're, they're goat legs, stupid.
Yeah.
They were like, yeah, and I'm like, yeah. But
Yeah.
so I
It's
have,
always like some different ways, some different take on it. But yeah,
yeah, but
I've
just,
heard a lot of stories about that, like growing up over there.
yeah,
That and the Midget Mansion.
midget mansion. What's that?
Yeah, yeah, that
I
one
never
was a
heard of it.
trip. Yeah, that
How's that
one.
one go?
So for what I remember, it was over there on Hildebrand, and this is the story I heard. It's been changed so many times, but the family was midgets, and they in this midget mansion had little doors and shit. Well, he killed his kids and then killed himself. Or I guess you can't say that on air, but yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that's the story that I heard. But there's so many of them, and that is actually a true story. Well, there was a midget mansion, but I don't
Okay,
think that's how it went down.
right.
But it was one of those places that it's gone now. It's apartment complex or have rebuilt over that area. But that was like a really big hot spot in San Antonio when I was a
So
youngster.
what do people see whenever they go to it? Like, what are the
Yeah,
apparitions?
well, when we would go when we were real young, like it was just it back then that part of I said Hildebrand. I think wasn't Hildebrand. It was like Callahan area. It was on a hill, there wasn't a lot of houses or businesses around it back then. And it was just like one of those places you would go in the house and it's trippy because it's like a midget's house. Like they
Right.
have little doors, but nothing would it was just strange to be there. But it
Just
was
an
the
oddity.
whole,
What's
yeah, like
what's
the
the
murders.
right? What's the lore? Like, do people claim that they see things there or get touched or
Yeah,
scratched?
yeah, that one's online too. If you Google Midget Mansion, your viewers might know what I'm talking about. There's all kinds of weird shit about that place. Now I was so young when I went, I don't really remember much. I'm trying to remember, like I definitely went. Godly, I'm trying to think of what. Oh, we could talk about Loma Sima Cemetery, which is a Chinese graveyard.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I wanted you to
That's
touch on that one. Let's see if I
Yeah,
can
that's
find some
another.
book.
So Zarzamora in 410 lies a little graveyard that's tucked away off of Zarzamora, and legend has it that it's haunted by a 12-foot Chinese woman, but it's a Hispanic cemetery. I mean, it's Hispanic names on it. So years and years ago when I went, well, I was like dumped there, cousins. But then years later, me and Andy Arambula, my best man at my wedding, one of my best friends, we went one year. Check this out. We went one year. It was like around 2000, year 2000, and we we pulled in, and there was a dog. It was like a Rottweiler that kind of met us at the front of the gate. And we didn't have the balls to get out of the car or anything. So when we pulled up, we saw that dog, and what it was doing is it was looking at us, and they would turn his back and look behind him. And then he would look forward again, and he would look back. And we got the hell out of there. We were like, this is enough for us. But there is some, if you can find it on there online, there was some weird shit that happened with this cemetery. It was like there was, what do you call that, black magic going on. Kid
Yeah.
got hit by a vehicle. They like exhumed his body, and yeah, it's really trippy. There it is right there. Yep. Was that Ghost City Haunted Chinese Graveyard? Yep, that's it. Guzman. See how it's not Chinese. No,
Rumored
that's
burial site of
rumored
the
burial.
donkey lady.
No, see, he just maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's the fucking gate, man. The gate's fucking weird looking too. See how it's real narrow? It's like a narrow tract of land.
yeah.
Witchcraft.
That's off of Beretta. I know exactly where that friggin' by St. Mary's. Okay.
Wait, which one
Yeah.
is that one? No,
Uh, oh, that's the Haunted King William. Never mind.
oh, okay, yeah, yeah, because that one, the cemetery's off of Zarzamora. See how it said witchcraft, dude? That's weird, man.
Mhm.
Witchcraft's one of those things where you want to get somebody to leave a room, dude.
Yeah.
Just certain things you don't mess with, man. Oh,
You keep them entertained. I'm gonna go take a piss real quick.
yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, that's one thing. Anybody in the comments know what I'm talking about over here? Hold on, this one says, "Really want to visit the Mothman area and what?" Yeah, man, that's on my list too. You know, I don't go east much, but I need to start going east. The Mothman area up there, that would be really neat. I agree. That would. It's on my list. Where else out east? Golly, there's just so much. I have been to Maine. Let's see what else. CIA from last. Yep. Yep. Golly, I gotta catch up on these comments, man. Yeah, he's talking about the Mothman. Talking about the Mothman. Yeah, that's
West
that's
Virginia, Mountain Mothman.
No, I want to go to West Virginia so I can visit Jesco White. Jeez, man.
Just
Mm.
dude, there's I could go hours. West Virginia, Ohio area. Like I got a buddy, the dude that owns the gas station, Roy.
Yeah, Roy Rose. Yeah.
Yeah, he knows a lot of those spots, especially in Cleveland. But I want to go to like the outskirts, like towards the mountains and all that shit.
Yeah.
Find out what the fuck's going on out there.
Yeah,
I think that'll be really dope. But yeah, that whole and it's the way that they, like we were talking earlier about the energies, the way that they got rid of Indians and turned that place into like an industrial waste stream that set a lot of those things into motion. And especially when you get into the I won't say it on YouTube, but it rhymes with Mythonian.
Right.
Yeah, the way that they excavated all of that and just like put it deep in I trust them about as much as I do the Madigan.
Yep.
Yeah, they got it buried down there somewhere.
Oh, you know it, dude. You know it.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
They got all.
So, I know it's getting late for you, but if you want to keep going, we'll keep going. But before you do go, I want you to save your creepiest experience and location, and B, the creepiest location you almost don't want to mess with because you've heard so much about it. But we'll save that for whenever you're like, all right, Breezy, I'm ready to crash out. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
Because I know last time when
I think I can do another 10 minutes. I ain't stayed up this late in a while.
Yeah. I know I kept you till midnight last time but you were going to do the photo shoot. And
that's right. That was the night before that. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. But yeah, so I don't want to keep you too long, but you know,
Yeah.
I want to pull those at least out of you before you go. If you're done with the brain picking on some San Antonio hotspots, and for people who are watching now, or people who are watching tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon or next week or whatever, um, we're gonna try to me and him are gonna try to make this kind of a regular thing, you know, so that we can
Yeah.
actually, yeah, make it almost, you know, unless one of us have something going on, pretty much almost a Saturday night kind of thing. I mean, if you're down, you know, what
I'm down,
straight
dude.
up.
Yeah. If I'm in town, like these days, I don't get to. I mean, it's very spur of the moment. Some of my friends will say, "Hey, come meet me at this bar," but
Yeah.
it's doesn't happen a lot. So I'm usually doing this. If we're not doing this, we can go investigate some of these places and film it. You
Right,
know, go to
right.
these places and make a little documentary on it or something.
Yeah, dude. And I also got a chair right here. You know, all I got to do is tilt the camera a little bit.
Heck yeah.
If you ever want to come out,
Heck
man,
yeah, man.
you know, we won't need headphones and shit. We'll just sit here and
Hell yeah,
bullshit.
man. Hell yeah.
Yeah, most definitely, most definitely.
Yeah.
But so yeah, so since you're nearing your mark, man, go ahead and give me um, your craziest experience and location um, as far as thinking you're seeing, you know, the other side type thing.
Right. So the closest I got to that was it was an old house in Marion out in the middle of the fucking woods. Um, we were asking questions as you know, filming, and I have that on video somewhere, man. It's somewhere in here. I have what I call the vault, and I need to find this shit. Okay, so this was at night. We were asking questions, you know, show yourself type shit.
Yeah.
And I heard a hiss, not a hiss, but more like a, okay, so what I visualized, and we ran out, we ran the fuck out, we were done. And it sounded like it was in the cupboard in this old house in the kitchen part. It sounded like an old woman. What I heard when I heard it, I thought of an old woman, like just kind of like under the sink. It went like, it was the fucking weirdest sound, and that's by far that takes the. I got goosebumps talking about it. I don't know what that was, and I know for a fact, 100% fact, it was not an animal because I know I'm very Steve Irwin-ish with animals. I fucking pick up animals all the way. I rescue turtles. I know what a hiss is. I know what even buzzards make that noise. But this was a fucking like a hacking old lady, and I can't for the life of me how can he you know that would that was the worst. That was the worst by far. Um what was the other question? Was that was
Yeah, that was the scariest you've been to, and then the
yeah,
other one was um one that gets you to where you it almost scares you out of going to it.
right. So Yorktown Hospital, like Yorktown Memorial Hospital in Yorktown,
And where's this
Texas.
at? Is in Texas. Okay.
Yorktown, Texas. It's like it's a little south of here on your way to Corpus.
Okay.
Um, it's so evil that you could feel it if that's possible. Like it was a hospital for a long time. Nuns' quarters were in there. Um, every time I've tried to go in that place, I just feel this heaviness. You just feel this evil presence, and I want to go in there. I think with Breezy, I think we would make this happen. But it's a very, very evil feeling. And if you look it up, it was on the Ghost Adventures show. There's a freaking casket in there in the bottom of the church part. It's very difficult. It's a difficult place, but I think with the
Very
right
ominous.
people, I could do it.
Yeah. You know, I usually hesitate about going to spots like that because of attachments and other shit like that. But
Right. Yeah. You don't want to bring that shit back with you.
right. But I think, you know, it where I am spiritually as of right now, 5 years ago, shit no, dude, because I wasn't exactly in the positive side of life. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Right.
it's easy for it to, you know, but right now I got a good spiritual finding and pathway, and I have a huge confidence, you know, and especially you. I mean, I know you know me, but if you don't know me like that, I got a very um, not religious background, but Christian background.
Right.
So, like to me, you know, I'm literally a certified minister, blah blah blah, which I don't think holds a title for shit. You know, I mean, look at me, man. I'm doing shots and drinking beer, smoking squares.
I didn't know that about you. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I've actually, my daughter, I
So
officiated.
you could have been the guy that married me and Haley then at the wedding.
Not then, but now, yeah,
Not then,
yeah,
right.
yeah. I officiated my daughter's wedding this year. Yeah, so and one of my buddies back in last October on Halloween actually. But I think that's like legal jargon. You know, I really believe
Right.
that if your heart's not it. Remember Dust Till Dawn? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's a minister, but he's like, I just don't believe in it anymore.
Yeah.
You know. So like if you don't have that spiritual grip, you know, and
Right.
you're not in the positive light in your spiritual life, then all of that amounts to shit, you know, as far as
Yeah,
I'm concerned.
I think I know exactly what you're talking about. Like if you're in a different like, and that's how I am more like nowadays. I know that there's there's good and there's bad, and if you stick with the you just kind of because we've had to say prayers after some of these ghost adventures that we've done because
Yeah.
of the feelings that we would get. So
Right.
I
Well,
mean
no,
we
it's just yeah, it's just like the Jake thing, man. Whenever last time when you were on, you told me that you know you have the feeling that he's in a good place, and
he is,
because
dude.
you
He's
know yeah, because you
having
know
freaking dreams of him.
right, but in a religious aspect, which I don't really sub to religion, you know, that's supposed to be a guiding thing that guides you to this particular path. But
Right.
you know, when I you know witness somebody who feels and like almost knows, you know, then that gives me comfort
Right.
because then that means that just because I'm not feeling that, it could be because I'm taught by the way I was raised, or the way I was taught to believe, and not the way I'm opening myself up to believe. You
Right.
know, so that really gave me a lot of closure. I'm not going to bullshit one bit.
Heck yeah, dude. And you know what else is weird? I don't know if I told I was drinking last time too. He doesn't look like himself. But it's him.
All
It's
right,
weird. He's like a lot younger. He doesn't have the beard and shit. But every time like not every time, but the first two dreams I had of him, I said, dude, why'd you do that? And he just goes, I don't know. I don't know why I did that. But it's like he's just kind of like, well, hey,
right,
it's over with.
right,
But it kind of gives her too, like because he's like, well, he's acknowledging that, hey, I fucked up, but hey, I'm still here, type of shit. So it's
right,
all, let the party go on.
yeah.
I really truly think that once we check out of there's more after this chapter, dude. There
Oh
really is.
yeah,
I mean, it's just there's two. I don't know if you follow near death experiences. I do all the time.
yeah,
And the people, it's so consistent how people's stories are
yeah,
always consistent. They always say that they go, somebody says, hey, you get a chance, you back or you can stay, and everybody wants to stay because of how it feels, you know.
Right.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure we're all gonna high five that motherfucker one of these days, man.
Oh yeah.
That's the way it's gonna be, you know.
As a really cool. If you ever get a chance to talk to her, the chick from Frankenhooker has a really badass indie. Yeah, it's like she died in a car.
Oh,
And,
really?
like,
What's her name? Franken?
the chick from Frankenhooker, the movie Frankenhooker from the
I haven't
80s.
seen that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Oh, dude, you haven't seen Frankenhooker? It's
Nah.
hilarious, dude. Yeah. She talks just
Yeah.
like this, like like 80s New York style. Yeah. Even to this
Yeah.
day, she's like, "So Breezy, what's your story?" You know, I can't even really do it. But yeah,
Oh,
dude,
shit.
she had a
She's got a
hardcore.
near-death experience story?
Yeah. Apparently, she died in the car, and they didn't even have a time of death because they didn't know how long she was in there. But she was like, yeah, she's like, no, I know it is the other side, you know. I'm like,
Yeah. Did she say it was all peaceful and shit?
she really didn't elaborate too much on it. And then she asked me if I had one, and I told her, you know, because I OD'd, you know, and I was like, yeah, I've had a
Yeah.
near death experience, and she's like, what did you see? And I was like, I didn't see shit because I didn't die. I was near death, but you know, because those are ADs, you know, after death experience. You know, there's a difference, you know. So I was like, no, I didn't actually die. She's like, get the fuck out of here. You didn't even fucking die. You know, like, your heart didn't even stop. You fucking poser.
Old New Yorker.
Yeah. And I'm like, nah, man, quit talking shit. Like, I thought you said near. Yeah, I came close to it, but
Yeah,
it
you're
didn't
near.
happen.
Hell yeah,
Yeah,
man.
exactly. But yeah, man, all bullshit aside, man, you know that whole thing with the Jake thing, and you know, like I said, like I told you, I didn't see him for probably like 2 weeks, and then I caught him in a dream, and I was just showing him, shit that I was like, oh, dude, you haven't been here in
Right.
a couple weeks, dude. Look,
Show you
check this out.
what's been going on.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, dude, that's badass, bro. Doing his Jake laugh. Yeah, and then I saw him in a dream recently, and people go, oh, you're just dreaming and shit like that, but I think dreams are part of that veil and part of that alternate, thing that. So yeah, you can have a dream like, I went to 7-Eleven and I got, a freaking hot dog or something. But like, I think when it comes to spirituality and especially people from the other side, like I saw my grandma from the other side recently as well. And the thing that was fucked up about that whole shit is she died in like December, and not even my dad, my cousins, my aunts, no one told me shit until like fucking May, and they're like, and she was like my favorite like, well, I don't pick and choose, but you know what I mean, like,
right, yeah, I know what you mean.
I loved her to death, and we used to talk, like, how you get older, you only talk like every 6 months or something like that. But she was a very important person to me because when my dad wasn't around, she kind of like took up the gauntlet, and she always had me over every other weekend, and and so very important person to me in my life. And when I found out about it, like, I was fucking pissed, dude. Like, I was about to beat some old people up. Like, I was like, these motherfuckers got some ass
Fucking with me here, man.
Yeah, dude. Like, for real. Like, I wasn't even kosher about it. But and then when I talked to her, in my dream, she was telling me, she's like, no, it's all right. Just this is just this life. Don't even,
Don't even sweat it.
This
Yeah.
is yeah, it ain't nothing. This ain't nothing.
They say
You
we're in
know?
a play, It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
so so Dolores Cannon, if you ever look her up, man, she's got good shit, dude. She passed away years ago. She was a psychic medium. She used to she specialized in, doing that medium thing where they would past life regression type shit.
Okay, yeah.
Used to say that she'd say that when you're in dream state, when you're alive, you have a silver cord, I guess it's attached to your soul.
Mhm.
Once that cord is set on the other side, it's like
Okay.
she says it's like getting up from one chair and sitting in the next when you go. And that's what we're doing in a dream state, because she says it. Why do you think that our bodies, how bored our soul is to sit around and wait for us to
Right.
wake up after 8 hours? So it goes to that other side. Our soul does, to kind of, because we're sleeping, and that's exactly what it is. It's kind of like a taste of it.
Right.
God dang,
It's
dude,
like
like I have some fucking I take, like I said, I take those fucking it's God damn, it starts with M. It's a regular fucking, what is it called, dude? I'm
what?
buzzed. Uh fuck. Magnesium. You
Okay.
take it to fucking, you have a chill fucking sleep if you haven't tried it. I take a lot of vitamins and shit. But if you take magnesium at night, you have some really vivid fucking dreams. And the other night I told my wife, I said, I had a dream that we were playing basketball and I was all badass and shit. And I had a 6-pack and I was all badass basketball. And I said that I fucking dunked it on you guys and y'all didn't even say anything. Y'all didn't even fucking care. It was fucking weird. And she's like, really? I was like, yeah. But it's like weird dreams like that fucking magnesium does to you. It's fucking weird. But
Right.
I'll keep taking it if I see, like, I see my dad sometimes, he's been dead for some years. And it's weird because I never seen, my mom died in 87. I never see her. I don't know. That's strange.
Yeah.
But I
mean,
guess everything.
yeah. I never see my little
Yeah.
brother, but I made, when he died, I made an agreement with him. And when he's literally, I walked into the room and when he just passed away, and I was like, I love you, dude, but do not come fucking visit me. Like, I don't need that shit in my life, bro. Like,
Don't fucking
yeah,
scare me and shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, I'm good on all that shit. So, maybe that's the reason he's just like, now I just wait to, but everyone else does. My mom sees him, um, I think my kids see him. I had them on. I had 2 of them on, but I'll try to get Jesse and Cassandra on and see if they've ever seen anything at my mom's house. But yeah, they talk about because he was buried in all white, and they didn't even know that. They weren't even old enough for that. And they'll talk about this little kid walking around my mom's house dressed in all white, with a white veil over his
Wow.
face. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, nah, I'm good on that shit.
Yeah.
That's why I drink a shitload. That's why I
You
drink a
don't
shitload of bourbon.
understand yet. Yeah. You don't understand that shit yet.
Yeah.
That's some
Jack,
next level shit.
Jackie Hall says, have either one of you had a dream sharing?
What does that mean?
Like where you both have the same dream? Yeah, that's how I would think
Well,
of it.
I keep having it's not the same dream, but I keep having the dream of Jake. Jake visits me a lot. And that's the weird thing, is I don't have dreams of people, but he's always there. And I think it's because, me and that dude were like this. Like, I
Yeah.
never had that type of homeboy, like I have my friends and shit, but that dude, I don't know, man. He was just, he was one of your best friends too. It's just,
Dude, he is my brother. Like,
yeah.
even after me and Mike stopped talking and all that shit, like, me and him were, we'd share things. We both would tell each other, I share shit with you. I don't share with my own brothers,
Right.
my blood, but he probably doesn't visit me because he knows he still owes me $130.
He's hanging on to that shit.
He's like, nah, I still owe Breezy an ounce of bud.
Fuck, if I can think about it, I'll tell him to fucking leave that shit alone now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he was like a brother to us, man. That's just
Yeah.
when my dad passed away, I felt so bad for him. He was at Dad's funeral. He was just him and my dad were real close, but I just felt so bad for Jake because he just shut the fuck down.
Yeah.
He was just blank stare and oh man. Well,
yeah,
they're up there together now, so
yeah. Now that's how it was when Randy passed, when his dad passed, like that shit, dude. I drink, enough for both of us, and then after Jake passed, I drank enough for both of us, and then some. Dude.
Yeah,
yeah.
I like Randy.
Yeah, Brandy was a good dude, man.
Yeah.
But Jackie, just to finalize the question, I don't think I ever have. I might have. I can ponder on it and remember if there's something where being somebody else, it's a definite possibility. I'm just not. I'm not remembering at the moment. But yeah. But yeah, man, like yeah, right up till the end, I think the last movie me and Randy watched together was.
Sorry.
Yeah, I can open the bottle.
What up?
They say what's up.
Hey, I can't turn the.
He can't. She can't hear because she didn't have headphones.
Oh.
Thank you. Why do you want one?
Yeah, I'll take one.
Come on now.
But yeah, the last movie me and him watched together was the Motley Crue's The Dirt.
Oh yeah.
Like he was in it. He was in the bed, and like, creeping in on the last hours or last days. And I was like, yo, Randy, watch this. And he's like laying in the bed, like sad, sad, but I'm not going to say it's sad, but
yeah.
And he's like, Breezy, pour some in my cup. So I'm like pouring him beer and shit. Like Jake walks in, he's like, looks, and he's like, like he knew it was up. He's like, here, this cup. He's got a solo cup. Why does he have a solo? And he like looks at me, and I'm like, hey. And Jake's like, no, yeah, I get it.
Oh man.
I understand.
Dude, he was fun, man. I've never my kids have lost people, grandparents, whatnot. God dang, it was so hard for them to lose him. That was their uncle. They call him Uncle
Dude, man.
Yeah, Uncle Dude. That's
dude. My kids lost their shit.
I know, dude.
All of them, dude. Yeah,
dude. He used to always tell me stories about your kids. Like, golly, he was the fucking true uncle, dude.
Yeah. Did you see
that's how I found out about the Gaddy thing, because he said it was if you mentioned John Gaddy or Gaddy's, you'd be like, nah, dude, it's my friend John Gaddy.
Yeah.
They say get John Gaddy or some shit.
Yeah. It's fictional. Yeah. Nah, dude. Yeah, he was great at it, man. And like if I had a way, I'd have downloaded all of his fucking dad jokes. Like
no
like
shit,
his dad
dude.
jokes is
no
great, dude.
Yeah. What he say? Oh god dang, I knew a lot of them, man.
Isn't it weird how like it's? I don't know about it for you, but for me, every time I try to think of him, I can't think of him. It's like he's almost like, no, you're not going to tell it right, Breezy.
Yeah, dude, he had so many of them. And he used to fucking tell them all the time, dude.
Yeah, it was.
God, he was a lot of fun. Good
Yeah,
old Jester.
he reminds me of like if we had the other than the fact of like being the leader, because he didn't really care about being the leader. But
No,
if we put ourselves in Stand By Me,
right.
like he would have been River Phoenix and Stand By
Yo,
Me.
fuck yeah, dude.
Because he was like the peacemaker. He's like, yo, y'all shit. Hey man, come
Yeah,
on. Like everything good that would, and I'm not even humming his balls because he's passed, you know what I mean?
right. Yeah,
But
dude.
he was really like that. He was one of them dudes like,
He was a
hey.
peacemaker. He really
Yeah,
was. Hey,
yeah.
dude, chill out. He would see me get frustrated with shit. And, especially years ago, I was very fucking, I mean, I still have that fucking macho.
Yeah, me too.
I'm a totally different dude, like, matter of fact, my kid just got suspended for fighting in the bathroom because he was getting bullied and he whipped their ass. But we called up to the school and they were saying, and I gave him a piece of my mind. I'm still that guy. But
Yep,
Jake
me
was
too.
always saying, Woody, hey, chill, dude, chill. It's not worth
Yeah.
it. It's not worth it. He was always that guy.
Yeah.
Just chill out, man. Everything will work out. And I'd listen to him, but he was very, this is my reminder every day. See, I got this. Ralph Switzer got me that. That's one of my favorite fucking things on his desk.
Oh, sweet, dude.
Like,
At the
hey,
gas
I give
station.
you one of these. Look, it's one of these things, and it just chills on my desk. Where's my fucking camera? See there? There's you. There's your boy. That's all of us, man.
Hell yeah.
Hell
Fuck
yeah.
yeah. Dude, I
This,
wish I fucking had something like that.
dude, I'll send you one. Ralph made me these. I don't know how the fuck he did it. I'll have to ask him. But he had,
Bring me one, dude. That way we can have an excuse to kick it. Yeah.
Yeah, that way I see all of us, man. It's like good times, man. That was the last time we all hung out with Jake at the gas station.
At the gas station. Hell yeah.
That was
dude.
when Jason Voorhees was there, man.
Yeah. Oh, he was gonna be here on the 25th, but CJ Graham
was?
Yeah, and he backed out. But now we got so June 1st and 2nd, the girls from Scream from the bathroom kill girl.
Oh, no
the two
shit.
girls, yeah. They're gonna be there on June 2nd, and then the Greasy Strangler, the dude and the chick are gonna be here like June 20 something. Have you seen the Greasy Strangler?
No, what's that one?
Oh, dude.
Greasy? Yeah, Greasy Strangler?
The Greasy Strangler, dude. I think you can find it on like Hulu or some shit, but dude, it is Jake would have if I would have known, like because it came out way before he passed, but if I would have known it, he would have loved it because it's like almost David Lynchian, because how he loved David Lynch.
Yeah.
And Twin Peaks and shit like that.
Yeah, Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He would have loved it, dude.
Twin Peaks a lot. Dude, he used to show me all kinds of fucking movies. Evil Dead. I never saw what, dude, and he got so excited one time because Evil Dead, when I first saw it, was because of Jake. I found that fucking film location, dude, in the fucking
no shit.
Yeah, it's in Tennessee. God damn, I can't remember the name of the fucking town. But the fucking cellar, dude, is still there where the chick fucking that fucking the hole's still in the fucking ground over there, dude.
No shit.
Yeah, dude, I shit you not. Look on it's on YouTube. I think it's the Adam the Woo guy went to it also. It's fucking weird, dude. The fireplace, like the stack is still there.
Mm-hmm.
That fucking hole where they dug a little hole for that person to pop out of the fucking
out of the wood crate top
out of the attic or the basement part.
The basement, right?
Yeah, dude. Fucking dude, and he was so excited about that. He was just like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah,
I met
I met the two chicks from there. They came out at the last conference or convention or whatever. Yeah,
Oh,
cool
no
ass shit.
kidding.
Yeah, the two main chicks, the sister and the
Dude.
girlfriend. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, see, I would never known about those things until Jake showed me those movies, and I was like, at first, I was like, dude, this is fucking stupid. You know, like it's. But then Jake was always showing me fucking movies. This was back in the Blockbuster video days. Like he would fucking here, dude. Let's rent this one, dude. This was a fucking good one. This one's
Right.
fucking high strung or some shit. And I'm like,
oh, dude, yeah, hell yeah.
But you know, he also introduced me to all these fucking weird movies. Like him and Mike would always Gummo.
Fuck yeah.
Fucking like, what the fuck is this, dude?
What the fuck am I watching? Yeah. Jacob,
Dude,
yeah,
but
Jake,
but it would
yeah, he
turn
couldn't fuck
into fucking popularity shit.
He couldn't fuck with me on horror movies because I fucking knew them all. But like, when it came to like other shit like fucking music and there's just different avenues that he'd take me down, and I was like, what the fuck? But when him and Nolo started fucking hanging out like hard, like,
Nolo.
Yeah, dude, he would introduce me to shit that I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? You know, kind of shit, you know? Yeah. I'll never forget, man. Jake, Mike, Brian, Kitty, and the girl, or my fiance at the time, who ended up, I'll just leave that alone. We went out and we did a Twin Peaks trivia shit at a bar. They're like Twin Peaks trivia night, blah blah blah. And yeah, dude, out of all of Austin that came out that showed up, which was a lot of fucking people, we got third, like out of the whole fucking thing, you know, like, and so that's one of
Damn, with Jake?
Yeah, with Jake. Yeah,
Jake, right?
Yeah, because it was a 6 people thing. So it was like me and Jake, Mike, Brian, my chick, and somebody else was, I think it was like a homie from work or something. And yeah, we killed it, dude. We ended up giving Mike and Kitty all the trophies and rewards and all the shit. But like me and Jake were like sitting there because we're drinkers, right? You know.
Yeah.
So me and him were sitting there and we're doing. They had this Kentucky double bourbon barrel, So they put it in like Maker's Mark barrels, and it was like Kentucky booze, you know, like beer, but it tasted like literally like whiskey. So me and him were just like pounding those fucking things, and like, you know, Jake, like, like my Molly might come in a minute, but he's like, they're like, what was in the percolator? He's like, the fucking fish. There's a fish in the percolator. We're like, God damn, Jake, shut up. You're supposed to write it on the card. Don't fucking yell it. He's like, why?
Oh shit! I can just see him now. God.
Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah.
Oh man, he was something else, dude.
Oh, there's never gonna be another one like him, dude.
No, there's never gonna be. That's exactly right, dude.
Not my life. For somebody else, you know, in the future, I hope they have a fucking Jake the Snake on their side, but in my life, there'll never be another one.
Yeah. No one could compare that guy, man. There's nobody. I mean, that's why I say my kids miss the hell out of him too, man. It's just that was their uncle, man.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Golly.
Well, shit, Wesley, or what do you mean? I don't know why I called you Wesley. Man, I'll let you.
Hey, that's my middle name.
I know you're fucking tired as fuck, but
yeah. Well, shit. Whenever you want to do this again, let's do it, man. I got some vacation coming up, and then it's gonna be in like 3 weeks. So if you want to do it beforehand,
Dude, I
get
say let's
get some
yeah, if you don't mind, and your old lady don't mind, your kids, let's schedule it like Saturday nights, man.
heck yeah, man.
You know, we'll do a Saturday night Breezy and Woody, you know, show type shit.
Hell yeah, and we can bring
Yeah.
bring your buddies on that. Maybe they got some stories about the Mount Carmel, man.
Oh yeah, I'll try to get Eric down. See that cat. It's funny because he just recently found himself single, so he's
Yeah.
on the pussy. He's on the pussy hunt. You know, so
Yeah.
he's like, yeah, every Saturday I'm like, hey bro. He's like, nah, man, I'm trying to go out and meet this bitch. Blah blah blah. I'm like, dude, come on, dude, you're fucking 40. He's a year older than me, so I'm like, dude, you're 46, dude. Come on.
Yeah. Slow down.
With the front.
See, me and you, we're the married ones, man. So this is
Yeah.
this is our life, man. This is
Yeah, and plus we still got like half-ass, you know, non-receding hairlines. He's
a little bit.
He's back to here.
Yeah. Poor guy.
But Jake would have kicked all of our asses because he had that fucking Sebastian.
Dude, he had the fucking Fabio hair, dude.
Dude, that motherfucker, man.
Fucking
I used to
no bald spots.
Dude, I used to hate it so much. Like I'd be like towards the end and shit, I'd be like, this after so many beers, I'm all this motherfucker got all the hair in the world. And
dude, yeah, fucking perfect teeth too. Like, goddamn, this motherfucker got perfect teeth and everything.
Yeah, because he used to fucking brush his teeth with like baking soda and shit. He's like, yeah, I'll do it with baking soda, and then I'll do it with regular toothpaste, and then to get the sugar off, you know. I'm like,
yeah, he had it down, man. Like,
yeah.
God dang.
I wear a fucking grill for a reason.
Yeah. Right.
My shit's fucked, dude. Yeah.
Dude, yeah, it's all those like me, it's all those fucking years of dipping. I have all kinds of fucking work that I gotta do.
Yeah. I'm not gonna do it because when I was a kid, when I was like 14, I got into the I'm Native American, you know, thing. I was like, Native Americans didn't brush your teeth with fluoride. Fluoride is poison, you know. And now I'm like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
You know, like if I'm not wearing my grill, like I'm embarrassed of my front teeth because they're all
for
like,
the longest time I got these fucking teeth pulled, and these are implants on the side, and I didn't have them for the longest time, dude, for months. So I was like fucking self-conscious about it. My fucking kids would like snap photos of me when I'm laughing and shit. They're like, "What, Dad? Look, oh, little bastard!" Like, fuck you, man. And like, I'm gonna post this on Instagram. Like, fuck y'all, man. But now that I have them, you know, it's a little better.
Yeah.
But that's from years of smoking cigarettes and dipping snuff. And, it gets
I didn't lose any, but man, they got exactly the way Native Americans' teeth look like in pictures.
Yeah.
They're all, you know, they're not snaggly, but like, you know, at the gum area, it looks like I've been chewing buffalo hide for fucking
buffalo hide, right? Hey, but we're in that age, man. We're in that age group, in the late 40s. You know, it doesn't stay.
I've come to terms with a lot of it. You know, like it's like now you don't get to, you know. I think we talked about this last time. Yeah, I can just wake up one day and be like, good God, my knee don't work, you know, or
dude, or
hit the remote and be like,
dude,
oh, my elbow.
I have what you call exercise addiction. It's fucking weird. I have to fucking exercise, and because I have that feeling that if I stop rolling, the wheels are gonna fall off. type shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a fucking crazy thing. So if I don't work out in the morning, I work out in the afternoon. It don't matter. But you know the fucking magic behind this? I haven't, knock on wood, I haven't been sick in years.
That's good.
So that's why I keep fucking doing it, because I don't get fucking colds. I used to get them all the time. I don't get them anymore. But I have that weird, it's weird. I'm just addicted to it. And I could never imagine me addicted to that kind of shit. But here I am.
Yeah.
But if I don't, if I fall apart, it's just everything hurts, you know?
Yeah. Nah, that's how Jen is. She's always up, moving. A body in motion stays in motion. And
Yeah.
like, and I'm like, dude, nah. If like I don't have nothing to do the next day, I'll literally drink till about 5 a.m, hang out and watch Ghostbusters or something, you know, or whatever. And I'll sleep until 6 in the evening the next day. And she'll be like, "You haven't even moved off the couch." And I'm like, "Nope." Well, I went and I made like 3 shots with some sweet tea earlier, but other than that, no.
Yeah.
I ain't got shit, dude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm the Gen X that just like got tired of working for the man, and now I'm just like, nope, I refuse to do anything at all. When it really got bad, like you know, and this is just sharing a little piece of myself. You know, after Jake passed, like I kind of gave up on, you know, just wanting to live, period. I was like, dude, Jake needs me to come hang out with him, man. I don't want to be, I'm tired of working. I'm tired of paying bills. I'm tired of the bullshit. I'm tired of, you know, just being here. I'm not as societal, but I just don't want to be here anymore. You know, like I'm just over it, you know.
I know what you mean.
You know, but there was something. Yeah, there's some things that kept me in line. Like when I did this Shaggy to Dope show, like it reminded me, like, nah, Breezy, you still got a lot left in you, and you got a lot of and one of my homeboys I was talking to, he's like, nah, you owe the world to actually, you know, give some more of your music, because I was done with music. You know, and I'm like thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, you know, like, am I depriving myself and people who actually love me of being who I am, being true to myself? And so it psychologically it kind of got on me, you know. So
yeah, dude, yeah, you got to understand that, you know, he would want you to keep on living, and life gets better, man. Life gets better.
It does.
No more, you guys. You know, that's it.
It does. It just sucks seeing the world turn into the way the world is.
Right.
You know, like I fucking hate it, dude. I hate the fact that I'm watching, you know, this world turn into everything opposite of what because they're not giving us a chance. All these old motherfuckers that are running the bullshit are running it like the fucking boomers did. Like these old ass motherfuckers running this shit. And it's fucking irritating. Let us let us dudes that were fucking jumping 8-foot ramps over cars on our freaking Murrays and our Huffies and shit, you know, without helmets, without you know, like, you know, when the fuck is our time? And it's like they're buying the time so much that our time's never gonna happen, and it's turning into a pussy ass fucking world.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
right.
Oh, I identify as fuck you.
Yeah.
I identify
and that's how we're getting, you know, and that's how we're getting. That's why I can't get into like shit on Facebook with these damn arguments, you know, because we're like, dude, we're from a different fucking time, dude.
Right.
Like, don't tell me to fucking shut up and don't comment on something. Like, you don't understand what we are. We'll fucking whip your ass, dude.
Exactly.
Like, we're not gonna we don't care about your fucking safe space or your fucking flag and all this shit. I mean, not to go off on a tangent on
Yeah,
it,
nah,
you know,
nah.
this
I got
kind
you.
of shit that we see, like these fucking people, dude.
Yeah,
Uh,
like earlier I was saying about the YouTube fucking wars and all that bullshit.
yeah,
Like it's like as a Crip, like if I watch some Latin Kings and some Bloods fucking have an argument, even though I got homies on both sides, give a fuck. Like that's not my
right.
fucking fight. I'm not gonna jump and they're like, oh well, you're not even sticking up for me because you're my friend. And nah, that's y'all's fucking fight. Like,
Yeah, that's y'all's shit, dude.
yeah, if I see one of y'all getting jumped like hardcore and it's not fucking fair, yeah, I'll jump in. But other than that, y'all want to fucking talk shit, talk shit. It ain't got
No,
nothing
they'll
to do
do
with
that.
it.
Y'all sort that up
Yeah.
amongst yourselves, man.
And what the fuck ever happened to the most common fucking phrase that we grew up with as children? Sticks and stones will break our bones, but words will never hurt.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't you call me sir.
Yeah,
Fuck you. I'll
fuck
call
you. Yeah,
I
like
don't,
that's what I don't get now. Like I keep getting this. What do they call it? Being canceled, and
yeah.
you know, it's like fuck y'all, man. We
Dude,
grew up different time, man. I mean, everybody fucked with everybody, and you know, now it's
yeah.
everybody's offended.
Yeah,
We
no
can't
shit,
offend.
dude. You fucking pull up with fucking 1/3 of your fucking mama jokes, and you're canceled.
Yeah, yeah. And it's so funny because my youngest kid has to like, well, he always tells me, Dad, you can't say that in public. And I'll say it. I'll say, I don't give a goddamn what they think. And
Yeah,
he just
fine.
kind of like gets shocked. But that's just, you know, fuck
Yeah,
these people.
yeah. No, I
I hate
don't
to
have to
say it
bow.
on YouTube, but shit.
I don't have to bow down to your rules. The last time I bowed down to rules was when I was in like fucking elementary and middle school, and had to subdue to the institution that I was in. Once I
Right.
got grown, nah, fuck, nah, dude. And you called me sir, but I'm a man. I'll call you dude. I
I'll
don't give a
call you
fuck,
dude. I'll call you fella, whatever you
Yeah.
want.
I got smacked in the fucking mouth in 4th grade for calling my mom dude.
Yeah, damn right. Yeah.
Be like, dude, ah.
Yeah. And now these kids get away with it, man.
Yeah, nah, fuck nah, dude.
My
That's
kids
just,
call mom bro all the time. It's like, bro, like really?
dude. My youngest or my oldest son, dude. He started doing that shit. He's like, I tell him, I'm like, man, you need to get up in your math. You need to get up in your school, man. I'm telling you, dude. Just because I don't believe in it, but you got to do it just because that's the only way you're gonna pass, you know, in school. And he's like, bruh. And I was like, and I'm like in a convertible because I got a convertible. And I'm
Yeah.
like that close to him. And I'm like, motherfucker, you call me bruh again. I swear to God, dude, you're going to lose a molar because
Yeah, motherfucker.
I am not fucking with you, dude. I'm not your bro. I'm your dad. Fucking respect it. And you know, don't fuck with me on it. And it's funny,
Yeah.
dude. Quick little story, man. I had my oldest son. He was probably about 14 at the time, and my youngest son, he's probably about like 7 or maybe 8, maybe 7. And my oldest son, he's like, bruh. I was like, motherfucker, proud of this bullshit. I was like, dude, you're fucking up on your math. You can't even fucking count to 100. And he's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he gets all the way up to like 89, right? And he's like 89, 100. And then my 8-year-old behind me, he's like, no. And he's like 89, 90, 91, 92, you know, all the way to 100. And he's like, this ninja literally goes, well, I'm not good at math. And I'm like, that's not math, bitch. It's counting.
All these fucking kids of ours, man. I tell you
Dude,
what.
and that was the one on that you were talking about that was like, oh, good job stirring with your pinky. I'm like,
Yeah, that was fucking funny, dude. You're all like, stupid.
stupid, dude.
Oh shit. That's Jason, right?
Yeah, that's Jason. Yeah.
Jason Voorhees. That
Yeah, that's what I named him after.
name Jason, right?
Yep.
That's right, man. Yeah.
And
I
then,
remember Jake telling me that.
Yeah, and then Jaden winded up being born on Friday the 13th at 2:45.
Fucking A, man.
Yeah, so he's actual Jason Voorhees and Trox, and so Return of the Living Dead 2:45. Yeah, 2:45. Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Hey, speaking of Jason, when we took the photo with Jason Voorhees at the gas station,
yeah,
that motherfucker, dude, it was so cool. Like being, seeing that movie, when we were kids and shit, and I always had that fucking brute strength and shit. Remember the RV scene?
Yeah.
Fucking, he slapped me on my back, dude, after that fucking photo shoot, and it was like, hey, fucking lunge forward and shit. Like, god damn, this motherfucker's strong.
Yeah, he's a big,
and he's like 60. Yeah,
he's a big
crazy dude.
I almost kicked the shit out of fucking the dude that got stabbed in the head in the RV.
Yeah, him.
Yeah, he's Tom Cruise's nephew. I didn't know it. I had no idea, but he came to he came to the convention. And he was getting all yacked out with his homies and shit, and try to bring them up and to the VIP. And Roy was like, "No, you only get one guest. The other dude has to pay." So they're like, "Fuck that, we're going downstairs." So they went downstairs, and I went downstairs to go smoke a cigarette. And he was like, "Hey, Breezy, where's a good bar to go to?" And I was like, "Oh, well, there's this one. There's downtown. You can go right here. And he's like, "All right, cool, man." You could tell they're, yacked out, which no judgment, because I was too.
Right.
But yeah, and after the whole thing, I came back down, and the dude, he's like, the Indians used to place the rocks on the pile so that, the sun would come and knock over the Indian. That dude. Yeah, with the ripped jeans and shit. And I was like, y'all didn't go to the fucking, y'all didn't go to the bar and shit? And they're yacked out. And he was like, nah, man. And I was like, ah, damn. And he's like, this motherfucker just said, oh, damn.
Oh,
and
shit.
I was like, all right. So we're going to go out in the parking lot real quick. He's like, no, dude. And I was like, no. I was like, I'm going to go up. I'm going to grab my bottle, and I'll meet you right out here in the parking lot. And we'll figure this shit out, because this is my city. You don't come out my city, fucking talk shit. And he was like, no, dude, blah, blah, blah. And sure enough, as soon as I got down, dude, those dudes were like hauling off in the fucking car.
Yeah, they ain't about to fuck with a Texan, dude. Hell no.
Yeah, dude. Like, nah, dude.
No. I think they
my town. Yeah, it's Creek Town, dude.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Don't come fucking around. Yeah, don't come fucking around my spot. Yeah, I don't give a fuck who you are.
Exactly, man.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But anyway, man. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. I used to always tell stories about you, man. I wouldn't. We'll have to talk about that one day. Probably off record, though. It's all the stories we used to always. Yeah. You guys are
Now,
some
well,
bad.
yeah, no. We need to schedule a time for me and you to come around and bullshit, man. Fucking just
Yeah,
hang
yeah,
out.
for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
Get the old ladies hanging out and get
yeah.
the kids playing and shit. And,
Sounds good.
While we just sit around and go, what?
Yeah, what?
Yeah,
What?
whatever.
Yeah. Hey, and if you
Yeah.
guys are ever in town, you got a place to stay over here, man. If you're ever in this neck of the woods.
Yeah, definitely. Because Jen's mom, she lives out in Shirts.
Oh no shit.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, whenever y'all come to town, hit me up.
Yeah, for sure. Because usually
I'll show you the brew places over here, man.
fuck yeah, dude. I'm about it.
There's some good ones over here.
Yeah, because my uncle, he lives in Gonzales now. So usually I have her just drop me off in Gonzales, and then she goes out to Shirts and kicks it with her mom's. But I'll, on the next one or something, man, I'll just be like, drop me off at Woody's.
Yeah, come on out, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
Dude,
yeah, we'll do this every night too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Now, I'll bring shit. We'll fucks with it. But I appreciate you having me on the show, or having you on the show. And
yeah, for sure. I loved it, man. It's fun.
Yeah, let's make it a common, man. Let's try to fuck with it every Saturday night. And I'll come up with there she is, Miss America.
I'm going to bed.
Night, beautiful.
And
now we'll come up with a common theme to it, and also we'll work on a common channel. We'll make make an actual individual common piece, so that if it does ever go monetary, we both get all the part off of it.
cool.
Thanks, Al. We appreciate you. Thank you, Ivy, for
thank you.
Most definitely. We love y'all.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all for tuning in.
Yes.
Woody, you want to say anything before you give your sign off?
No, man. Just have a great weekend. Be safe, and we'll see you next week.
Absolutely.
All right, Blazer. Thank you again, man.
Yeah. Nah, dude. I thank you more than anything. To everybody out there, one love. God bless. Keep searching for the truth, because the truth is out there. And eventually, if you keep looking hard enough, even if it ain't in this life, you'll find it spiritually. So we love you all, and we thank you all for tuning in. And peace.
Peace out.